Back at United Wireless Arena, Dodge City has won the toss. They elect to receive. Let's meet their starting offense.
Joshua Floyd, quarterback, Shawan University.
Dominique Carson, running back, Ross State University.
Jamie January, wide receiver, MJC, Black Hill State University.
Brandon Vincent, wide receiver, Illinois State, Chicago Bears.
Dello Davis, wide receiver, Harper College.
Mackin Randall Jr., offensive line, Clifton J. Ozone High School.
Kyle McManus, center, Concordia St. Paul.
Javon Ross, offensive line, Henderson State University.
There's the starting offense. Let's meet Dodge City's starting defense.
Marquise George, Jacksonville State University, defensive end.
Lou Van Green, COL Junior College, D lineman.
Monte Lewis, defensive end, Jacksonville State University. Ja'Cory Quarterman, Bacon College, linebacker.
Rico Brooks, Eastern Arizona College, linebacker.
Cashman Thomas, defensive back, West Texas A&M University.
Justin Sproul, DB.
Mark Sterling, free safety, CSU Pueblo.
There's the starting offense and defense for Dodge City. Let's meet the Salina Bombers starting defense. Brandon McKinney and Caius Jackson, who once played for Sean Ponder, are the ends. Brandon Harold is the starting nose guard. Clarence Bumpus, the starting linebacker. He had 16 tackles the last time these two teams played. Delaney Dobard, Isaiah Barfield, the corners. Dwayne Autry and Justice Scales are the safeties. A reminder that tonight's opening kickoff is brought to you by Western Plains Medical Center. Trust Dr. Ashvac with all of your medical concerns. Follow the law. Think Western Plains first, and quickly to the keys, Ross Miller.
Mike, offense has got to get going right off the start. Also, you got to be thinking about the kicking ball game, get Fambro into this ball game, and then, like I said, I'm going to cover all facets. Defensive line is going to be big in this right now for DC Law to get after the Salina team.
A squib kick on the opening kickoff, fielded by Vincent right at midfield, runs left up the numbers. And he's corralled at the Salina 20-yard line. Delaney Dobard, who got some help from Isaiah Barfield, so a 5-yard, now 6-yard return. They'll mark him down at the 19. Dodge City moving left to right, wearing the silver, yellow, and gray jerseys with the charcoal helmets. Salina in the black pants, green shirts, and the black helmets.
Mike, anytime that you can start into opponent's position with your possession, you've got to like this. This field is 50 yards long. You split it up 3 ways, basically 16 to 17 yards. That's 1/3 of the yard right now. DC Law sitting in great shape right off the start.
First and 10 Law, moving from left to right. Ball on the left hash at the Salina 19 with 3 receivers right. Floyd out of the shotgun, takes the snap, trap handoff left to Carson, who runs into a wall, breaks the tackle running right, gets a block, pushing his way near the 15, and finally goes down to the near side numbers. All of that, he gains 4, and he's brought down by DeMonte Horton from Oakland, California, put at Washington State. Gain of 4, it's 2nd down and 6.
Carson gets the ball, Mike, and all of a sudden, I don't know whether Odie was supposed to release the guy or not, but the guy comes from the outside right around Odie Rush and right into Carson. Carson did a good job avoiding the block. We know that Odie Rush is a better blocker than that.
Carson, 15 rushing touchdowns this year. He's to the right of Floyd on 2nd and 6. At the Salina 15 with trips to the left, Davis, January, and Vincent. Floyd takes a chest-high snap, bubble screen left to Vincent, gets a block on the edge by Jamie January, but good pursuit on the far side of the field by Delaney Dobard, and they bring Vincent down after a gain of 1 yard. It's 3rd and 5.
Mike, I'm going to talk about a home run right quick, because I tell you what, Julie Johnson sang the national anthem here, and I've listened to the national anthem. She did a very good job. Very impressed with her own rendition as a solo, coming out here and knocking that off. Great job, Julie.
3rd and 4 Law, left hash at the Salina 13. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Check that, 2 left and 2 right. Floyd takes the shotgun snap, looks left, under pressure and sacked right off the bat, and coming through is Brandon Harold, and he drops Floyd back to the 21. Law continues to have problems allowing sacks. They're 3rd most sacks given up in the league this year by this offensive line. It's a loss of 8. It's 4th and 12.
And Mike, that time I kind of focused in on Odie Rush. He did a great job. This time it comes in from the right side, dives right at the feet of Josh, because you understand if you're able to tie up Floyd's feet, he can't go anywhere. But you go high on him, he's going to be able to maybe break a tackle, give an opportunity to throw it downfield.
4th and 12. The offense stays on the field from the Salina 21 on the left hash. Davis left. King Jack Washington, Jamie January in high motion to the right. Floyd takes the shotgun snap, three-man rush, looks right, throws right, caught by January, and he's got it inside the 5 down near the 4-yard line before he's brought down by DeMonte Horton. So on 4th and 12, they pick up 17 and a Dodge City first down.
And Mike, you needed about 3 or 4 seconds on the play. The offensive line did a great job that time with Rush, Randall, and then also our man in the middle, who did a little shig as he came out here with his girl on his announcement, I guess when he was announced to the ball game. Nice job there, Kyle McManus.
First and goal from the 5. Floyd out of the pistol with 2 receivers left. Turns left, hands for Carson with a stutter step. Breaks a tackle, and Carson is in. A spectacular run from the 5. Touchdown, Dodge City.
And what do you like about that? He's just using the strength of the offensive line. Pick a hole. Fake one way, go right back out to the left side a little bit, right in between McManus and Odie Rush. Great job.
Carson's 16th rushing touchdown this season. And they had him dead to rights at least for a split second until he cut it back. Alex Fambro on now for the extra point. The new man, Zach McClain, just signed this week, will hold for Fambro. Snap back, placement good, kick on the way towards the uprights, and it is good. 11:57 left in this first quarter. Dodge City 7, Salina nothing on Z98. 5 plays, 19 yards, and 3:03. Dominique Carson, 16th rushing touchdown of the year. It took 3:03 off the clock. Dodge City getting the extra point. 7-0 the score. Law in front. 11:57 left first quarter alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. O.J. Simpson is back deep. On end-over-end kick, they'll float it away from him. It comes to Jeff Mack. In the middle of the end zone, 5 yards deep, up the middle, 5, slips away 10, 15, 20, down the numbers, stumbles his way to the Dodge City 14-yard line before Justin Sproul brings him down. It's a return of 41, and it's 1st and 10, and the special teams problems continue for Dodge City.
And Mike, it's one thing that what I really like, we have seen us give up the big plays, 3rd and 4th down. It is nice for us to get a big play, continue the offense on the field, get the touchdown, but come right back here and give a nice kick, really, by Fambro. Plenty of chance to get down there and cover that. Problem is, I think something that we've kind of heard on this year, open field tackling, and just missed another shot right there. Fambro able to slow him down.
Get to the Salina starting offense here in a second. Chris Coffin, the 39-year-old at quarterback. Quentin Benning is his single setback. Straight back to throw. Quick hitter up the near side. Numbers is caught by Elmore as he bounces to the near side left towards the boundary. Tackled by Mark Sterling, who missed last week's game at the 4-yard line. It's a gain of 10. He's right near the marker. Give him 10 and a first down.
Mike, how big is field position in Arena Football League? Like I said, it's 28 yards wide, 50 yards long. When you get a team that gets set up in your own backyard, pretty tough to stop them.
Walker, Albrecht, and Ed Prince on the offensive line. Coffin at quarterback, under center. Benning is the single setback. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Straight back to throw. Lobs one to Anthony Parks in the back right corner of the end zone. It sails out of bounds. I think he took a beer right to the chest. It's 2nd down and goal.
And I'm going to say this, that he needs to have his visor cleaned off also. But Mike, I tell you what, if you're going to set up down there in that area, you better be ready to go. But like I said, beer come flying around. Also, if you got a cell phone sitting right there, I mean, he was all over that table trying to. But that's one thing you got to say about the receiver too, Mike, going after it.
Receivers, Trell Snipes, Jared Elmore, O.J. Simpson, and Anthony Parks. Quentin Benning is the starting tailback. 2nd and goal from the 5. Handoff Benning off right guard, runs over Seard, bouncing to the right. Touchdown, Quentin Benning. Broke a tackle of Jamar Seard at the 2, pinball to the right, and spins his way for a 4-yard rushing touchdown.
I guarantee that won't happen very often on Seard, but boy, Seard made a nice play to get there. We just couldn't wrap it up and take him down.
Boy, Seard last week had that big deflection on the interception by Lou Van Green late in the 2nd quarter. They didn't score on that possession. And now Terry Stecker was signed a couple of weeks ago after their starting kicker earlier this year was Thomas Freebird. He signed in the AFL. And the extra point line drive is good. 10-14 remaining in this opening quarter. Salina bounces right back after a 41-yard kickoff return. They run it in just 3 plays later. 7-7 on Z98. Benning, who played at Friends University. This guy's like a bowling ball, 5'10", 245. He's the assistant high school wrestling coach at Hutchinson High School, capping off a 3-play, 14-yard drive and a $143. So Benning, his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Stecker adds the extra point. We're tied at 7 with 10:14 left in the first, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff back in United Wireless Arena.
Mike, what you like is that we take the first possession, able to score. They're able to answer right back. But that just comes down to good field position. Also, I want to warn people, and Mike, like I said, we might have to put the helmet on, but we know that Quarterman and also Mo Young are running the shirt gun or the potato machine down below us. That shirt gun puts off a lot of power, a lot of all air pressure, and tossing T-shirts out to the crowd.
Dominique Carson is 3rd in kickoff return average, standing at the goal line. Cashman Thomas at the 10. Last time it didn't reach either one. And a line drive kick fielded by Thomas at the 9. Up the right side numbers, 15-20. Behind a Vincent block midfield, still on his feet. And he'll surge down as the ball comes popping free after the play was over. Jeff Mack makes the stop at the +24, so it's a 17-yard return.
Great job by Cashman. Gets the ball, starts upfield, and he's looking for some blocks, and then he looks over and sees Vincent. Well, you darn tootin', I'm going to get right behind Vincent and follow him. Good job. But I'm going to say this, got to hold on to that football because you understand these guys are trying to strip the football. Did a great job. Whistle blew, then you can let go of it, which he did.
Salina's defense coming in tonight, second to last in the league against the run. We mentioned that because Dodge City is number 1 in rushing yards per game. 1st and 10 Law, left hash moving left to right in a 7-7 deadlock with 9:50 to play in the first at the Salina 24. Vincent, January, and Dello Davis trips to the right. Floyd out of the shotgun. King Jack Washington to his right. Back to throw against the 3-man rush. Fires over the middle and it's picked off. Intercepted. Down the sideline comes DeMonte Horton. And Josh Floyd is intercepted for just the 5th time this year. And Horton returns it to the Dodge City 20.
Offensive line did a great job that time. Mac Randall did a great job on Brandon Harold. And Josh is looking downfield. All of a sudden, he looks straight. All of a sudden, he turns. And as he turns, you can see the safety start to drift over, following him. And really, I'm going to say this. Josh has got a fastball. That might have been the changeup because really not a lot of zip on that football that he generally throws. Guy just read it, Mike. He just read his eye, just read the quarterback, stepped right into the play.
Returns it from the 10 all the way to the Dodge City 20, so 1st and 10. Salina following the Dodge City turnover. They have had problems in that department over the last couple of weeks. Coffin under center, straight back to throw. They pick up the blitz, fires to the near side left. It's caught by Anthony Parks, and he's hit into the wall immediately by Mark Sterling. But what a chest-high reception made by Parks. It's a gain of 16. This is a guy whose career was in doubt, was born with only 1 kidney, and he picks up 16 on 1st and 10. It's 1st and goal.
Mike, good throw, and I tell you what, that ball was in the air when Parks made the cut. And there's only one place it's going to be able to be caught, and that's going to be by a bomber. Mike, they picked up the blitz really well. We're not putting pressure on the quarterback. 1st and goal, Salina from the 4. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Coffin straight back to throw. Again, they pick up the blitz. Throws one to the near side left, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Elmore. Cashman Thomas, though, is going to be called for pass interference with a shove with both arms extended out right directly to the back of Elmore. So this will be 1st and goal from the 2. So 1st and goal from the 2. Dodge City coming in as the 2nd most penalized team in the league. Amarillo is number 1. We talked about one of the keys in the ball game was this defensive line. We got to put pressure on the quarterback.
Elmore left, Parks and Simpson right. 1st and goal from the 2. Coffin under center. Hand off to Benning. Breaks the tackle, fumbles the ball, gets it back, and they stretch it out wide to the right. Rico Brooks is the one that finally finishes them off. But it was Lou Van Green who was nicked up last week, the one that was basically pinballed off by Benning, and they will lose 4 yards on 1st and goal. It's 2nd down.
Quarterman did a great job that time. I guess, did I not see Quarterman's name out there? There he is, his number out there. He did a great job actually making the initial hit. Nice play.
Quarterman playing the safety spot with Sterling. 2nd and goal, Salina. 7-7 time with 8 minutes to play 1st quarter. Right hash, Bombers at the 6. They are 8th in the league in red zone offense, converting just 71%. Simpson, Elmore, and Parks all to the left. Coffin under center. Quentin Benning deep in a one-back set. Play clock to 6. Press man coverage on the outside. Coffin bobbles the snap. Back to throw. Rolls right. Throws a sidearm pass over the middle. And it's incomplete for Anthony Parks. Mark Sterling was in coverage. It's 3rd and goal for the 6.
Nice play defense. Defensive line able to chase the quarterback out. Get him on the run. Mike, if you recall at Salina, you get this guy out in the open field, I don't feel like that he is as comfortable in the open field than sitting in a pocket.
Chris Coffin, 2 of 4, 26 yards. 3rd down. And goal from the 6. Here receivers right, 1 left. Coffin back to throw. Looks left. Fires a fade into the end zone, and it's broken up. Justin Sproul broke it up. Sterling was there as well. It was intended for Elmore, and it's 4th and goal.
Sproul did a great job playing the man just right below us, Mike. Goes right to him. Once he turned and looked, he turns and looks also. He's between the quarterback and the receiver. Ball comes right to him. Nice job there. Deep receiver had to play a defensive player, just knocked the ball away, but great coverage.
So now 4th and goal. Here comes Terry Steckers, 1 for 5 on field goals, as long as 23. This one will be from 21. Right between the hash marks. Rico Brooks blocked one last week. Snap back, placement good, and there it is again! Blocked by Dodge City. Still loose on the ground. And picked up by Marquise George, and Salina denied inside the red zone with 6:11 to play in the first.
Been a strong suit of ours, able to get to the backfield, make a block. Ricky Brooks last week, but this time Marquise George. And really a low kick, but Marquise just got such a bull rush right up the middle. He was basically sitting on top of the football when it was kicked. Great job, nice job defense. Mike, they set up at the 2-yard line and didn't get a score.
This red zone defense, and it's something that Justin Sproul had talked about with us on the coaches show. Their red zone defense is pretty good, but this is how you stop Salina's offense, according to Justin Sproul.
That's where I guess our strong point is. We have great pass rushers. Marquise George, Lou Van Green, Jamal Sear, Lewis. They're coming off. And when it's a pass rush, I guess they get happy knowing that they have a couple extra seconds to get back there. And again, with their pressure on the quarterback, it kind of makes our job easy.
And they put pressure on Coffin on that last series. 1st and 10, Dodge taking over at their own 13. Josh Floyd well protected, spins to his left at the goal line outside the numbers left, pumps, keeps, gets a block from Odie Rush, and he stumbles out to the 15-yard line for Brandon McKinney, who had that strip sack and the game winner in last year's matchup at the Bicentennial Center. Makes the stop, gain of 2 at 2nd and 8.
Great job offensive line. What they did that time was able to take Brandon Harold and basically just stepping back into the defense just a little bit, just covered a little bit of his zone where he was at. Rush 2, able to keep him off. Josh is looking down and going through his progressions, Mike. You can watch his helmet turn as he's looking. Smart play that time, just kept the football himself.
5:20 to play in the first, tied at 7, 2nd down and 8. Law left hash at their own 15. Washington to the left of Floyd. Two receivers, right, 1 left, takes the shotgun snap. Under pressure again and will go down. 2nd sack of the night for Brandon Harold, who played at Kansas State, was an All-American as a freshman, battled injuries his sophomore year, left the program after his junior year. He has his 2nd quarterback takedown of the night. That's a loss of 11. It's 3rd and 19.
Brandon working on the outside, just basically come into Mac Randall, then moved to the outside and was able to beat Randall to the outside. And again, diving at the feet of Floyd, able to take him down.
Dodge City has now allowed 17 sacks this season. 3rd and 19 Law. At their own 4-yard line, they are 0 for 2 on 3rd down. Floyd a yard deep out of the shotgun of the end zone. Davis left. Vincent in January right, 2 in high motion. 3-man rush. Floyd will step up and go down again. Brandon McKinney applying the pressure from the backside. Back-to-back quarterback takedowns. It's 4th down and 20.
And I'm going to say this. I tell you what, I'm glad the lineman is stepping up there right now. But right now, if you ask me, and the way it's going, Brandon Harold right now is really trying to egg on Randall. I'm glad the official stepped in there and said, hey, listen, bud, you need to back up, get out of the face.
Well, right now, Brandon Harold is acting like this year's Meshach Williams. So Fambro missed a 58-yard field goal last week. He's 0 for 9 this year. Will kick this one from 63. Zach McLean will hold. Snap is back, placement good. Fambro's end over end kick towards the uprights, and he left it short, about a yard short. Fielded in the end zone by Barfield, right up the middle, 15-20, bouncing up the numbers to the 25, and he takes a spill in Dodge City territory near the 23. It was Matt Randall that brings him down after a 33-yard return.
And Kyle McManus also in there. Did a great job, forming a little pocket, able to grab him and take him down. Missed opportunity. We give a turnover, able to hold him down, and I'm going to call this 4-down territory. Not able to get the field goal. I'm going to call that a turnover. Now they really put the rush on us and put a little pressure on us, and now we've got to kick it back to them.
Not that this should be a consolation, but that was the best kick we've seen from Fambro this year, was dead center, but he just left it a yard short. Back in 30 seconds, tied at 7. 3:14 left first quarter on Z98. If you're a Dodge City fan right now, and if you're head coach Sean Ponder, you're pretty frustrated because you stopped Salina inside the 5-yard line from scoring anything. You've turned the ball over. You've been sacked, 3 times already in this first half. And you just gave up another scoring opportunity going the wrong way, and then you miss a 63-yard field goal.
Boy, that was a big kick, too. Just didn't quite get there.
Salina returns it to the plus 23, which is where they will start their next possession with 3:14 left. In this first quarter, Coffin under center, empty backfield, 4 receivers. Here comes the blitz. Pumps left and then just throws it away. The slant wasn't there, and he throws it away. Trell Snipes was the initial man and covered the great defense on the back end by Cashman Thomas and Rico Brooks. It's 2nd down and 10.
Great job there by the quarterback, Mike. He recognized that, too, because he throws that ball, that's going to be intercepted and maybe taken back for 6.
Chris Coffin, who is 2nd in passing yards, 1st in total offense, 1st in touchdowns, 4th in completion percentage. 2nd and 10, Salina moving right to left, tied at 7 with 2.5 left first quarter. On the Dodge 23 with 4 receivers. 3-step drop, rolls to the right, has George in his face, whistles one back left corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Trell Snipes and Cashman Thomas exchanging pleasantries. So an incomplete pass, it's 3rd down and 10.
And this is going to go personal foul, taking the quarterback down
And the
against
flag
Dodge
came out
City.
late.
Jeez. And it was a late flag.
Marquise George was the one in pursuit of the quarterback. And that's going to move the ball down inside the 10. Automatic 1st down for Salina.
And he was just throwing the football away.
Yeah, that was the only one that was going to get that was the Salina bench, which is parked right behind the end zone left corner.
We talked about personal fouls. That's 15 yards. It's almost 1/3 the field.
Well, they mark it at the 12, so 1st and 10. Salina at the Dodge 12, bending the single setback and a bubble screen to the right. And it's hauled in by Simpson. And Simpson is pushed back by Justin Sproul. Mark Sterling over there as well. They gain 2 yards with forward progress up the right sideline to the 10. It's 2nd down and 8.
Nice job that time, too, Mike. You sit there and think about the DC Law rallying to the football. We got a lot of guys over there. He was going nowhere.
1:45 left first quarter. Tied at 7. Salina right hash moving right to left at the Dodge 10 as a 2nd and 8. Simpson and Parks right. Elmore, the single receiver left. Coffin under center. Bending deep in a 1-back set. 2 in high motion. They set up the screen, and it's dropped by Jeff Mack. Very close as a lateral, but they're going to say a screen pass incomplete to the left. And it's 3rd down and 8. That was very, very close to going the other way.
Mike, what I liked about the play, though, Monte Lewis is swinging around from that side right there. As he's coming from that right side, he sees the quarterback look to the outside, knows that the halfback is floated to the outside, raises that right big paw of his, took a swat at the ball, and I think that broke the concentration of the running back if he didn't tip the football.
Salina converting 46% on 3rd down this year, 3rd and 8 from the Law 10 with 3 receivers. Coffin back to throw. Here comes the blitz. Fires left, and it's dropped at the 3-yard line. Justin Sproul leveled Jared Elmore, who took a tumble into the first row of seats. It'll be 4th down and 8 from the 10.
Well, I hope everybody's all right down there. A couple kids involved in that. Nobody hurt whatsoever. Mike, I'm going to tell you what helped break up that play also was the yardage marker. As he was bringing the ball down, had the top of the yardage marker right there too, and actually helped knock that ball out.
Offense will stay on the field. 4th down and 8 from the 10. They can get a first down just inside the 3. Play clock at 15. They're on their feet with 14 seconds left of the first. Elmore to the near side left, matched up with School. 4 receivers. Coffin a hard snap down.
Good job.
And now he'll call a timeout. He almost got Jamar Sear to jump into the neutral zone with 3 seconds. And maybe that was a dummy count all along, and maybe we'll see Stecker now after the timeout.
Mike, I tell you what, I thought offensive line might have moved just a little bit. Just a little bit of lean back on that, but no call.
And they might have moved because Sear jumped, which would not be a false start. That would have been an offsides, but they didn't call either one. And now let's see if the offense stays on the field or if they go with Terry Steckers, now 1 for 6 and had one blocked just a few minutes ago by Marquise George. If you're just tuning in, Dodge City took their opening drive, a short kickoff, returned by Brandon Benson, 6 yards to the Salina 19. 5 plays later, it was Dominique Carson, a 5-yard rushing touchdown to give Dodge the lead. Well, on the ensuing kickoff, Salina, Jeff Mack returned it 41 yards to the Dodge City 14-yard line. And it only took him 3 plays in just under 2 minutes. Quentin Benning's 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Extra point good, tied at 7. Since that point, we've seen a Floyd interception. Floyd has been sacked 3 times. And we've also seen a missed field goal by Alex Bambro from 63 and Terry Stecker for Salina. And a field goal blocked from 21 yards out. Offense stays on the field. It's 4th and 8 from the 10. Coffin under center. 2 in high motion with 3 receivers. Back to throw. Lewis chasing, rolling to the numbers, fires, end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, O.J. Simpson. Monte Lewis couldn't get there. Simpson beat Cashman Thomas. A 10-yard scoring strike, and Salina's in the lead.
Mike, that is a great play. Able to chase Coffin out as he's rolling out to the outside there. You know, he's got to come across the body basically to throw the ball, and able to throw a nice little strike down low. Receiver able to go there, was able to get just that little bit of a space. Touchdown, big play right there for the Salina Bombers here in the first quarter.
That's the final play of the first quarter. They'll kick the PAT now with Stecker, but Monte Lewis was an inch away from recording a sack. He put the pressure on Coffin, but unlike the first game, Coffin rolling out and throwing an accurate ball. Stecker's extra point is perfect. That's the final play of the opening quarter. Through 1, Salina 14, Dodge City 7 on Z98. One quarter in the books from United Wireless Arena alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, 14-7 Salina. We go over that last drive summary for the Bombers, who scored on 4th down and 8 from the 10. 5 plays, 23 yards in 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Chris Coffin just tossed his 37th touchdown pass of the year, and he had O.J. Simpson from 10 yards out, giving them a 14-7 lead as we get set for the kickoff to begin the second quarter. Quick first quarter numbers. Dodge City 1 first down, Salina 3, total yards, Law 9, and Salina 38. And the sacks, 3 of them for Salina in the first 15 minutes of action. Law will now be moving from right to left. Stecker will kick it away. Thomas and Carson back deep. Dominique Carson only 4 carries last week. Stecker will keep it away from him. A bouncing ball, and Carson will get it anyway. Bobbles and fields at the 7. Runs to his right, breaks a tackle with a flag down behind the play. And he trips and stumbles out across the 15, where DeMonte Horton tackles him at the 16. Horton had that interception earlier in his first quarter. And we'll check the flag, likely a holding on Dodge City. No penalty, they pick up the flag.
King Jack Washington got up, Mike, and limped basically back to the Dodge City Law area there. I'm not sure how bad.
Washington was hurt last week and came back. He was hurt early in that game against Amarillo.
Able to get off on his own power.
1st and 10, Dodge City. on the left hash, moving right to left at their own 16, trailing 14-7, just underway second quarter. Floyd breaks the huddle, sends Brandon Vincent and Jamie January right. Dello Davis on the numbers to the near side left. Floyd, bow and stance, takes the snap out of the shotgun. Hand off to Carson, right up the middle. Breaks the tackle as he bounces to the near side left. And a chest high, helmet high. Tackle made in the secondary by Isaiah Barfield. Barfield went high and then came down to the chest. They'll bring Carson down at the Salina 23-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain and a first down.
Nice play right there. Able to open up. Just a great job there by the offensive line. And Barfield stood his ground. Was going to make Carson make the first move and able to take him down in the open field. Nice tackle.
1st and 10, Dodge City at the Salina 23. 3 receivers right. Quick drop, throws right, caught by Vincent. Outside the numbers 20 and pushed into the wall near the 17-yard line. Shoved down from behind. Tackle made by Justice Scales. They'll mark him down to the 18. Gain of 5 at 2nd down and 5.
What I like about that too, Mike, is getting the ball to the outside. So you've got to have another receiver making some blocks downfield for you. Dello Davis did a great job.
Josh Floyd now 3 of 4, 23 yards. His only misfire was that interception. 2nd and 5 Law at the Salina 18. Vincent, January, and Davis line up in trips to the left. Floyd out of the gun. Carson off his left hip. Takes the snap, toss, sweep left to Carson. Outside the numbers, reverses field, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. Shook off 3 different defenders before Barfield and Tyus Jackson meet the running back for a 3-yard loss back to the 21. It's 3rd and 8.
Mike, I'm going to say this, but right now, it's almost like the Bombers know what our playbook is. It's the tendencies that we're running, and this is something unusual because we're able to mix it up so well. But their pursuit right now on our running backs, they're doing a very good job.
And that tackle was made by Tyus Jackson, who had plenty of stints in the AFL, played for Coach Ponder. 3rd and 8 Law at the Salina 21. 2 receivers right, 1 left. 2 in high motion. Floyd pumps right, comes back to the left, fires a strike to Davis, who backpedals his way to the 11, absorbed the initial hit from Gobard, picks up 10 yards and a Dodge City first down.
That's what I'm talking about. Able to string and throw a fastball right there. Josh Floyd let that one go, hit him right in the numbers. Great concentration on Davis also, Mike. Had 2 green bomber shirts right around him, catch the ball, wrap it up, knew he was going to take the shot, and able to get the first down. Good
Davis's
play.
21st reception of the year is a big one on 3rd down and 8. And with 12 minutes to play in the second, 14-7 Salina. 1st and 10 Law at the Salina 11. On the left hash, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Floyd takes a waist-high snap, quarterback draw, up the middle, bouncing right to the 10, twisting and turning. And he's finally brought down at the 10-yard line by Barfield, who's been very active in this first half. It's a gain of 1 yard. It's 2nd down and 9.
Dominique Carson able to pick up the blitzing linebacker, And Josh is able to read off of that. Josh goes up the middle, but he tried to go to the outside a little bit as on that read. Goes the other way. He's going to get some yardage and maybe even score.
Floyd last week, 12 carries for 51 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a Superman leap from the 6. 2nd and 9 from the 10. Eligible tight end is Javon Ross right, Dello Davis right, 2 receivers left, Floyd under center. Carson the deep back, Floyd back to throw. Pocket collapses, rolls right, fires, end zone, deflected off the hands of Jamie January at the goal line and almost landed in the lap of Dello Davis, who was standing along the backboards, but it's incomplete. Justice Scales back in coverage for Salina. It's 3rd down and 9.
Man, pump fake and almost got it right there, too. That was a nice little throw that he was able to get rid of. Need to come up with a big play.
7th play of this drive for Dodge City. And it's eaten up 4 minutes of this second quarter clock. 14-7 Salina. 10:30 remaining until halftime. Javon Ross, a tight end right. Vincent, Davis, and January to the left. Floyd out of the gun. Carson to his right. Right foot in front of his left, takes a waist-high snap. 3-step drop, looks, fires left, caught. Diving reception made at the 4. Davis was not tackled or touched, gets back up, and he spins towards the boards, and he's out of bounds at the 2 before Gobard brings him down. It's a gain of 8. It'll be 4th and 1.
Sweet play, able to clear it out. Here comes Dello Davis, able to drop it off and throw a low fastball to him. He comes up with it. Mike, everybody came to a stop, but I'm going to tell you, a couple of fans over here sitting on the front row told him to get up, go get it. Able to get up and go get it.
They gave him the first down to the 1, And this isn't the college football rules or the high school where when you're down, you can't get back up. It's the NFL rules. Until you're touched, you're a live player. 1st and goal from the 1.
Let's finish this.
Extra beef with Mac Randall, who's an eligible tight end. Floyd out of the pistol. Carson behind him. Takes the snap, turns right. Hands for Carson. Stutter step to the left. Pushing towards the goal line. The surge gets him close, and he's in. Touchdown, Carson. And he got the shove from behind by big Mac Randall. A 1-yard scoring run for Carson. And the Law a PAT away from tying it up.
Great job by Javon Ross that time. Held his block. All of a sudden you got that impact, and here's Javon Ross still pushing forward. Great job there by the offensive line. Our 3Rs up there did a fantastic job, and McManus.
Boy, you have a guy like Mac Randall who pushes you from behind. He could push anybody across the goal line, and now Alex Famro on for the extra point.
Well, I'm not as big as Carson. I don't know if Mac could push. Well, I mean, I would want some help from him, I guess, to get across.
He'd wheel you across. 9:26 left until halftime. McLean will hold, snap back, placement good, and Fambro's kick is right down the middle. 9:26 until halftime, tied at 14. Salina and Dodge on Z98. 8 plays, 34 yards in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. It's Dominique Carson, a 1-yard rushing touchdown with an assist from Mac Randall. And with 9:26 left in the first half, Dodge and Salina tied at 14 alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff from United Wireless Arena. So Dodge scored first, Salina scored the next 14 points, and then Dodge just tied it up.
Well, Mike, and alongside a lot of people here, nice crowd.
Fambro's line drive kick will be fielded by Simpson at the goal line. Up the middle, 5, 10. Gets a block from McKinney, 15. Cuts it back left, down to the 20. And Yellow Davis finishes him off there after a 21-yard return. They'll mark his knee down at the 21.
Mike, I almost want to suggest a new rule for next year. Besides, you and I ought to have more comfortable chairs. But no more scribbing of the kick. Let's kick it off and put it into the running backs. Let these guys that are able to kick return specialists, let them have that opportunity. Because this really does change the ball game a little bit. Keep it on the field, keep it on the ground, try to go up there and try to field the ball cleanly, and then try to get some great yardage on top of it.
1st and 10, Salina at their own 21, moving left to right, 14 all. Latrell Snipes goes wide left. Parks and Simpson split right. Coffin, for the first time tonight, is out of the shotgun, at least initially. And now he'll go under center. Quentin Benning is deep in a one-back set. 2 in high motion. Coffin back to throw, looks left, throws left, caught up the left sideline by Snipes, who is ran out by Justin Sproul at the Dodge City 22. It's a catch and run of 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Congratulations to American Pharoah. Won the 141st Kentucky Derby. Mike, this season is just going so fast. I actually really didn't hear a whole lot about the Kentucky Derby. Why? Because the NFL draft was going on here for about the last 5 months.
2nd and 3, Salina from the Dodge City 22. High motion. In fact, 2 receivers motioned across the formation. And this is going to be a false start against the Bombers.
And Mike, really go back to that, 141 years, great tradition. But honestly, how much did you hear about the Kentucky Derby in the last 2 weeks? Because all you heard was what the draft was going to be, who was going to be number 1, look at the possible trades, and really the trades from in the top 10, 0.
Yeah, but never mind that. How about the fight? I think the fight has gotten more pub over the last 2 weeks. Of course, the draft has been in everybody's mind since the Super Bowl concluded, but Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather has been on everybody's mind. Now 2nd down and 8 after the false start penalty. Salina back at their own 23. Snipes, Simpson, and Parks to the left. Coffin under center, Benning the single setback. 2 in high motion. Coffin back to throw. 7-step drop, steps up in the pocket. Now he'll run. 25 to the left, up the numbers 20. Chased from behind and shoved into the wall by Rico Brooks down to the Dodge City 13-yard line. And the 39-year-old quarterback picks up 13 yards on 2nd and 8.
Man, Mike, they missed a hold right there, trying to break loose. And I really couldn't see who that was on the outside that was being held. I thought it might have been Green that was being held. But no call there by the official. And I think, I'm kind of really surprised by that. That thing was right out in the open field. Might have been Albrecht that made the hold.
Coffin, who graduated from college the same year Ross Miller did, 1997, from Graceland University. 1st and 10, Salina at the Dodge 13. Quick screen to the right, caught by Simpson, breaks a tackle. Has a helmet-to-helmet collision with Justin Sproul, but the contact forced the receiver into the wall. So Simpson's catch goes for 4 down to the 9. It's 2nd down and 6.
I want to check that on that last play also. I think that was Prince that was doing the holding, but no call.
Prince was the one that made the reception at the end of the game in the first meeting and then fumbled the ball after Quarterman stripped him. Snipes left. Parks and Simpson to the right. 2nd and 6, the line at the Dodge 9. 14-all with 7:10 to play in this first half. Coffin under center. Straight back to throw. 3-man rush. Rolls left. Fires into the end zone. Deflected and almost intercepted. Trying to force it into a Trell Snipes. Justin Sproul and Ja'Cory Quarterman back in coverage. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Like what we're doing, we're chasing him out of the pocket as we're chasing him, trying to put on a little pressure, but we're still playing good defense in the end zone. Mike, ball tip, an opportunity right there on a tip ball to get the interception, just couldn't quite get it.
Salina's offensive line is playing very, very well. 6:30 left second quarter, 3rd and 6 from the 9. Snipes right, Simpson and Parks left. Coffin under center, Benning with both hands on his knees, deep in a one-back set. Coffin hands for Benning, right up the middle, carries a tackler inside the 5. Seared makes a waist-high tackle at the 3. That's going to be a gain of 6. He's right at the first down marker. Let's see if they give it to him.
But a flag on the play also generally comes from maybe a legal defense, so we have to watch out here.
It wasn't a legal defense. That's something that killed Salina in the first meeting, and it is a Bomber first down.
You know, and Bumpus was the guy that was, I guess, integrated with the rule, having a hard time really adjusting to the rule. I thought they did a very good job, but we haven't heard Bumpus's name in this game.
Not one play. 1st and goal from the 3. Zach Albrecht is a tight end to the left. Coffin under center. Takes the snap, hands for Benning, up the middle, carries Marquise George to the goal line. Is he in? No signal. There is a flag down on the far side of the field. Benning carried Marquise George, and if you can do that, you're pretty strong. Down inside the 1. It's an illegal defense on Ja'Cory Quarterman, which will put the ball basically at the 1. 1st and goal from there.
And Mike, you think about that though, but when you carry a guy, you got to plant your feet, try to pick him up, or go down to the legs, and then you're going to get some help by holding him. Able to pick him up, obviously you're able to get the legs off the ground, then you're able to manhandle.
14-all, 5:40 to play first half. 6th play of this drive for Salina. They have a 1st and goal at the 1. Ball on the right hash, they're moving left to right. Anthony Parks will go wide left. Ed Prince, an eligible tight end left. Snipes and Simpson right. Benning deep in a one-back set. Coffin back to throw. 3-step drop. Looks left, fires left, and it's caught by Parks. Touchdown, working on Justin Sproul.
Coffin only had one guy that he wanted to go to. As soon as he snapped the ball, he was focused on one area that entire time, just waiting for Parks to make a move, get in front of the defender, able to get in front of the defender, then let's go of the football, made a catch, just a little pass and catch right there. But Coffin, care less about anybody else on the football field. He was going to a certain area. 2nd
touchdown pass of the night for Chris Coffin. And it caps off the drive, which goes 6 plays, 29 yards, and 4:04. Coffin's 38th touchdown pass of the year. Now Terry Stecker on for the extra point. He's 12 of 16 this season. Coffin will hold. Snap back, placement good, and the kick is blocked. Blocked up the middle by Marquise George. It's still loose. Picked up by Dodge City. A forward pass goes right back to Salina. And that wouldn't have counted anyway because it was an illegal forward chuck. Goes for nothing, but another block kick. And special teams has come up pretty big here tonight for Dodge City. 5:22 left first half. Salina 20, Dodge 14 on Z98. 5:22 left, second quarter, 20-14 Salina. 6-play, 29-yard drive in 4:04. Coffin capping it off with his 2nd touchdown pass of the night to Anthony Parks. Parks, who thought his football career was over at Oklahoma State until athletic director Mike Holder urged him to give it a second chance. They phoned big-time booster T. Boone Pickens. They got him a second opinion in Dallas. He now wears a strap over that protected area for his kidney. He was born with only one kidney. It's a condition called unilateral kidney agenesis, but this kid, coming out of high school, was one of the best receivers in the entire country. He missed a couple of games earlier this year for Salina, but he just caught that touchdown pass. They missed the extra point, 20-14 Bombers. Law getting the football back, a squib. Bouncing high, and it's fielded by Cashman Thomas at the 6-yard line. Up the middle across the 10. And Thomas spins his way out near the 12-yard line before he is brought down by Jared Elmore. They'll push him out all the way to the 15 with forward progress.
My
That'll
God.
get him a 9-yard return.
And not one of those kicks that you really like. That thing hits so hard, bounce, and then the high bounce where you just got to sit there and wait for it. By that time, green shirts were on top of the play.
Two areas that have stuck out pretty well tonight for Salina. One, their special teams, and number two has been their offensive line. Coffin has had time to throw the football. 20-14 Salina, 1st and 10 Dodge City at their own 15-yard line. Zach McClain makes his Dodge City debut. He's in a slot to the right. Wide right, Vincent. Davis to the near side left. Lloyd takes the shotgun snap, looking downfield. Slides left, now rolls right, steps up and will run. 15-20 and hit from behind by Adam Davis at the 21-yard line. Adam Davis, the Kansas State product, thought his career was in doubt after transferring from Hutch, suffered a slip disc and a pinched nerve in his back. He's been dealing with that his entire career. It's a 6-yard Floyd run, 2nd down and 4.
Like that, was looking downfield, but able to come right across the middle with Collins. The thing is, that pass was covered. Just decided, you know what, I've got a little bit of room, able to sneak through. Great job by the offensive line because he had 4 to 5 seconds before he took off.
Dodge City only 7 yards rushing thus far. 2nd and 4, right hash at their own 21. 3 receivers left. Floyd with a pump fake left. Wants the bomb down the middle for Davis.
Yes.
Incomplete, but a flag comes out. And this will be a pass interference at the goal line. Called against Barfield. Move the chains. 1st down Dodge City.
And Barfield realized that he had gotten beaten. I really might have grabbed some hair right there on the back of Dello because Dello had him beat. This was just to save a touchdown.
Now the hair, the hair is actually part of the uniform. That was kind of the new rule they implemented in the NFL a couple of years ago. They call holding, I believe, on the offense. No pass interference, but the flag came out on the back end.
Mike, I think what they're going to call here is that we had actually crossed the line offsides, and so that nullified the play. So there you go, pick up the defensive flag.
Now, theoretically, if you cross the line, the down should count. This should be 3rd down. Right now, they still have 2nd down up. So Dodge City will get the benefit of the doubt. They lost a play last week because of this. Back to the 10, it's 2nd and 14. Floyd back to throw on a slant. Helmet high grab by McClain coming across the middle. And he's tackled by Barfield at the 20-yard line, so they'll gain 10 of it back. It's now 3rd down and 5.
McClain did a great job going up, Mike, and he was had a lot of people around him. I mean, it's just one of these deals that you know that you've got traffic all around you. Go up, concentrate, make the catch, bring it down, and hold on to it. Nice job there by McClain.
3rd and 5, Dodge City for their own 20, down 20-14 with 3:10 left in the half. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Floyd takes the shotgun snap, looks left, under pressure, hit as he throws, wobbles one into the secondary, deflected, and it's caught! Touchdown, Davis! Off the deflection, off the left hand of Barfield. Davis stayed with it, he tracked the ball to the backboards, and he's got himself a 30-yard touchdown reception.
Mike, ball was underthrown just a little bit, and really a nice play there by Barfield, but he couldn't get to the football. Tipped it. Dello Davis, and we talked about what the receiving corps is doing by concentration, staying with the football. Great job by Dello Davis. I mean, there was no question that was a catch.
Fambro on for the extra point. One of the most spectacular plays we've seen all year. Fambro to give Dodge City a 1-point lead. Snap back, placement good, kick on the way towards the uprights, and it's perfect. Fambro 3 for 3, 2:58 left, 1st half. Dodge 21, Salina 20 on T98. 3 plays, 35 yards, and 224. Floyd got the benefit of an Isaiah Barfield tip pass, but Dello Davis doing his best Devin Smith impersonation from Ohio State, tracking the ball and hauling in a 30-yard touchdown. His 9th of the year. Extra point good, and Dodge City back in front 21-20 with 2:58 to play here in the half.
Mike, just great concentration on that play to stay with it all the way and then lasso that ball, bring it in. Good play.
Simpson back deep with Mack. It'll bounce a yard deep. Back to the back of the end zone it comes. Check that to Barfield. Up the middle 10. 15 to the near sideline. Spins off the tackle. And he's finally brought down by Ja'Cory Quarterman at the 20. So a 25-yard return by Barfield. At 1st and 10, Salina now down 1 with a couple of timeouts in their back pocket, with 2:46 left in the half.
Mike, talking about Las Vegas, a lot of money rolling in there. Your dad actually called you before we went on the air about 10 minutes, taxi driver there. This brought in a lot of revenue to Las Vegas for this fight.
Not to the cab drivers, because everybody that's gotten in my dad's cab, he hasn't even received 1 tip.
Well, maybe they're asking for tips. Who are you taking on that fight?
Well, before I get to that, you figure Floyd Mayweather's making $180 million tonight. They could spare my dad, I don't know, $10. 1st and 10, move the ball to the 21 with 3 receivers. Coffin under center. Back to throw, a bubble screen right. It's caught by Simpson. Immediately hit up the boards by Justin Spruill at the 23. It's a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Mayweather, probably one of the best fighters I've ever seen fight. And you go back to Sugar Ray Leonard. God, you sit there and think about, Tommy Hearns. I mean, Hearns was very good. The Hagler fight. Not Hagler, a great boxer also, but I really like what Mayweather's able to do. Mayweather will win this fight. I'm going for Pacquiao, but if I'm betting money, I'm going Mayweather.
2nd and 8, Salina from their own 23. Coffin back to throw. Throws one left, and it's caught by Anthony Parks as he moves his way towards the sideline. Takes a helmet right to his chest from Cashman Thomas, all the way down to the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a Salina 1st down.
Parks heads down the field, gets bumped down there, and then able to get a release. As he's released, Coffin looking at him all the way, and then Parks heads over toward the sideline. Just a 45, finding that little area out there. Nice pass by Coffin.
And check that, it was Sterling on the tackle, not Thomas. But that brings us to the 90-second warning. 1:30 to play, 1st half. Salina down 21-20, but they're on the move left to right on Z98. 1:30 left, 1st half. Salina on the move from left to right, down 21-20 are the Bombers, but they have a 1st and 10 when we resume play at the Dodge City 13 alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. You're just tuning in. Dodge scored on their opening drive, 5 plays, 19 yards. Dominique Carson is 1st of 2 touchdowns in this 1st half, capped off a 3-minute drive. Gave Dodge City a 7-0 lead. Salina bounced right back after a 41-yard kickoff return, 3 plays, 14 yards, bending in from 4 yards out to tie it. Terry Stecker had a field goal blocked. Alex Fambro missed one from 63. Between that, Floyd was intercepted. Chris Coffin, meantime, had O.J. Simpson for a 10-yard touchdown. Dominique Carson tied the game at 14 with a 1-yard rushing touchdown. And then Coffin found Anthony Parks to put Salina up 20-14. And then the last touchdown by Dodge, a 30-yard pass from Floyd to Davis. 1st and 10, Salina at the Dodge 13. Misdirection, handoff, running left. Benning comes back to the right. And he's swallowed under Cashman Thomas and Marquise George combined on the stop. Might have lost a half a yard. It's 2nd and long.
Great job there. Defensive line just followed the flow a little bit. Then we had to step up there by the cornerbacks, able to shut that off as he's wanting to cut back. Got a guy down there around the legs. He's not able to go anywhere once you wrap up those legs. Great job there by Cashman, taking the legs down.
Dodge City just burned their 1st timeout. They have 2 remaining. Salina has 2. 1:25 left, 2nd quarter. Law 21, Bombers 20. Stats here in this 1st half, Dodge City and Salina fairly equal. Law 89 total yards, Salina with 86, but surprisingly, the Bombers have done it on the ground. 20 yards rushing on the ground, but Quentin Benning with a touchdown run. Chris Coffin has a big run. And now a 2nd and 10 coming up. Salina at the Dodge 13 on the left hash. Ed Prince, an eligible tight end left. Elmore wide left. Simpson and Parks to the near side right. They'll go in high motion. Coffin under center, back to throw. 5-step drop, steps up in the pocket, rolls left, takes off up the numbers 10. At the 5, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Coffin. Chris Coffin ducked underneath Ja'Cory Quarterman. It's a 13-yard rushing touchdown for the 39-year-old veteran quarterback, and Salina has the lead.
And Mike, you could see that from our vantage point right here. That whole side over there on the left side just opened up. I kept thinking, man, if Coffin sees that, he's going to take off. We weren't able to contain the quarterback. Once he was able to break that containment, Mike, he's able to get to the outside, and then it's just a foot race to see who can get to the end zone. He was able to beat us.
Stacker on for the extra point. Last one was blocked. Only takes him 4 plays after Dodge City gets the miracle touchdown on 3rd down. That one looked like it might have been deflected, but it goes through anyway. 1:18 remaining second quarter. Salina 27, Dodge City 21 on Z98. 1:18 left in this first half. 4 plays, 29 yards in a minute 40. Coffin, a 13-yard rushing touchdown. I didn't time him, but he was pretty fleet of foot that time. His 8th rushing touchdown of the year. The extra point good, giving Salina a 27-21 lead. Squib kick fielded by Vincent at his own 23. Bobbles it, picks it up, runs to his left, and he's into plus territory to the Salina 23-yard line, where he's tackled by Jeff Mack after a return of 4 yards.
A lot of time left, Mike. Nice play there by Vincent. Basically your shortstop, second base, third base guy, keeping the ball in front of you. Don't let it go between the legs. Able to keep in front. He's looking downfield and not able to pick up the ball as he's looking downfield. Able to get up and get some extra yards.
1:12 left here in this first half. 27-21 Salina. Dodge has 2 timeouts, and they have a 1st and 10 at the Salina 23-yard line. McKinney, Adam Davis, and Brandon Harold make up that front line for Salina. Clarence Bumpus, who we have not heard from at all in this game, is the linebacker. Floyd out of the shotgun. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Carson to his left. Takes a knee-high snap. Quick drop. Looks right. Throws right for Vincent. Incomplete. Had him in the end zone, but he overshot him. Back in coverage was DeMonte Horton, who had an earlier interception. It's 2nd down and 10.
Love the play call there. Just a little bit of a delay. Just wait. Just come downfield. And all of a sudden, Vincent just turns it up and heads right down the field. I mean, just turns on the heat, let's put it that way. Got the engines fired up, just overthrew him just a little bit, man. I love that play.
Floyd 7 of 10, 82 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
Patty.
Dodge City 13-5 with Josh Floyd at quarterback. 2nd and 10. Left hash at the Salina 23. 3 receivers. Takes the snap, handoff to Carson up the middle. And he drags Brandon McKinney down to the 21-yard line, running off right guard. It's a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Inside of a minute to play in the half. Dodge still has 2 timeouts.
Just a little option read as Floyd's looking down and lets the ball go, gives it to Carson. Carson just couldn't break through the initial first level.
We have not seen King Jack Washington since he left the game with an apparent injury earlier. 3rd and 8 Dodge at the Salina 21. Law 3 of 6 on 3rd down. Twins right, 2 receivers left. Floyd takes a wide snap, back to throw, steps up, fires sidearm to January, deflected in the air. He almost came down with it, as did Justice Scales up the right sideline at the Salina 13, but it falls incomplete, and it's 4th and 8.
Mike, you know how I feel about that. When a football hits you in the hands, that is a must catch. You catch it first, and then you can do whatever you want to do after you catch it, but it is a must catch. Nice little play. You get the ball to him.
Offense stays on the field with 31 seconds. Clock stopped, 2 timeouts. They'll go for it on 4th down and 8. Dodge 1 for 2 in this game on 4th down. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Floyd takes a chest-high snap, 3-man rush, stands in, rolls right, goes down, fumbles the football, loose on the ground. Kyle McManus came up with it, but all the way back at his own 17-yard line, so they will lose 12 yards, and Salina has it back, up 6 with 20 seconds left in the half and 2 timeouts.
Mike, we've got 21 points on the board, but I'm going to tell you that we need to go into the shop for a tune-up, because right now we're struggling. We just doesn't seem like that we've got a whole lot of enthusiasm. It's just the things that we're doing right now, the release, not we're just out of whack. I mean, that's how I'm going to put that. Maybe a little just off kilter.
So the fumble, and by the way, that's the third sack of the first half for Brandon Harold. It's the fourth quarterback takedown for Salina in this first half. They'll mark it at the Dodge City 14-yard line. First and 10 from there, 22 seconds. Salina with 2 timeouts, up 27-21.
But you got to credit also the Bombers' defense on their rush, too, is really kind of keeping us out of kilter.
Elmore left, 2 receivers right. Coffin pumps right, stumbles right, and he goes down. Back near the Dodge 20-yard line. Marquise George will be credited with the sack back at the 19. It's a loss of 5. Coffin trips under his own feet, and they lose 13 seconds. They lose 5 yards. It's second down and 15.
Yeah, just one of those plays. I mean, he's looking downfield, just got the legs crossed up, went down. Really kind of smart, didn't even fumble the ball, though, on the play for Coffin.
I think he was looking to throw a screen, at least maybe pump right, and as he slid to his right, that's when his feet got tangled up. So now clock rolls to 9 seconds, and Salina uses their second timeout.
Mike, how lucky we are to have Media Services Incorporated do these ball games. The 6 cameras, 5 operators, rocking and rolling with Mike and Gwen, Scott, Dennis, and Tommy. And then the new guy, Logan. And what Logan doesn't know yet, that he's buying all the beer afterwards. And then I think has to give everybody else a back rub, too, on top of that. And I'm going to be involved on that one also. I did bring my Love Oil with me.
I'm sure you're right to the front of the line.
By the way, Logan.
10 seconds. They did put the extra second back on the clock. Salina with 1 timeout. 27-21. Salina in front, 2nd and 15. Right hash at the Dodge 19. Coffin under center. Elmore left. Park slot right. Wide right with Simpson. Coffin straight back to throw. Here comes the blitz. Throws it left and it's intercepted. Up the sideline goes Justin Sproul. 15-20. Gets a block. 20-15 and he tumbles down. Anthony Parks brings him down, the knee down at the 16-yard line. A big-time turnover late here in the first half. A 25-yard interception return by Sproul, his 3rd pick of the year, and Dodge has it back, but the clock reaches all zeros. Mike, they might have an extra second.
Mike, what he did was able to go across there. He's looking downfield, and as he's looking across the way, he's hoping for his guy to break across there, but he's feeling a little bit of pressure. Just tosses the ball there. Sproul did a great job reading the quarterback, picks up the downfield blocks. Mike actually looked up. He was right around about the 20-yard line of ours with about 4 seconds to go. Still looked like he could maybe break it, just needed one more block. Couldn't get it, but a nice play there by Justin Sproul. And I tell you what, Justin came down and talked to us at Casey's Cowtown, and a great individual. I like what he's talking about. He's got a great message for younger individuals, going to be a good mentor for this community. Does great things. But Mike, I'm going to go back to that reference again. It's almost like that and we've said this all season, we're a car running on 7 cylinders. We just can't get that other cylinder to fire. Talk about that. Now we come in at halftime. Hopefully we get that tune-up, get this car to start running well, because we know that we're sitting on a very nice car, a Cadillac. That's the term I'm going to use. You can use a Lincoln Continental or a Lexus, however, Mercedes, however you want to roll it. Thing is that we got the coaching staff. Let's get the oil changed, get the spark plugs changed, come out the second half, because Salina right now is going to have football when we come back out.
Salina does get the ball, as you mentioned, to begin the 3rd quarter. So the interception looked like they might have 1 second, but it ticked off the clock. And Sproul almost had a seam to the end zone, but kind of stumbled and was brought down at the 16-yard line after a 25-yard interception return. We are at the half. Salina 27, Dodge City 21 on Z98. Halftime here in Dodge City, 27-21 Bombers, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Philosoph, high above in our broadcast booth at United Wireless Arena as we get set to start the second half. And we all know that Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are on the mind, but got to clear all that crap out of the way and get this thing rolling. What do you want to see in the second half besides maybe a KO from Dodge City?
Well, Mike, I tell you what, this is a team right now that, you know what, I talked about maybe having too much swag here about 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden having a reality check down in Amarillo when you just played horribly in that second half. But man, I would love to see this team get fired back up and get that swag back, because, Mike, you can win 6 in a row and be the champion of the CIF. Got to win 6 in a row. We just won 6 in a row, lost one. Well, we lost one, won 6, lost one. Now we can win another 6 in a row. The thing is, you've got to start this party, and it's got to start right here. Then you go to Wichita. Then you get a break. Play another game, get another break. But, Mike, you got to kind of wonder, too, and I wonder about this, actually, at halftime, how is it affecting us that we're playing our 9th game in 9 weeks?
Yep.
I mean, really, if you sit there and think about this, that maybe toward the end of the season, we talk about having fresh legs at the end of the season because of the 2 breaks that we're going to have, because we're going to get into a point that we're going to play a game, take a break, play a game, take a break, and then get ready for the playoffs. I mean, we'll play Sioux City, then get ready for the playoffs. I kind of wonder now that how tired are our legs? How wore out are we? How beat up are we that you get to this point? We know we're a good team, but I tell you what, we've really got to go deep right here and understand we're only down by 6.
Opening kickoff second half brought to you by Western Plains Medical Center. Bounces over the back wall in the end zone as Jeff Mack pats himself on the chest saying, my fault. Opening kickoff again brought to you by Western Plains Medical Center. Trust Dr. Ashfat with all of your medical concerns. Follow the law. Think Western Plains first. And the ball by rule will be spotted at the 5-yard line, and that's where Salina will start. Their opening possession of this second half up 27-21. And Chris Coffin didn't have a great first half as far as completion percentage. He came in that department number 4 in the league. He only completed 53% the first half, but he threw 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10 Bombers moving left to right. The black pants, the lime green shirts, the black helmets on their own 5. Getting deep in a 1-back set. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Coffin with a stretch handoff to Benning. Breaks a tackle of Brooks, runs wide to the left, and then is finished off by Jamie January. He's playing on the defensive side, and Monte Lewis. That's a loss of a yard at 2nd down and 11.
Great read by Brooks. He actually had that in the play right there at the 1-yard line. Just wasn't able to wrap him up and take him down. Mike, this game right here is how the ball bounces. You sit there and think about that kickoff. You had the 2 back guys, the 2 returners, mix up, and the ball went between them. The ball stays in the arena. That's a live ball, but it bounces over, puts the ball at the 5-yard line.
2nd and 11. Left hash, Salina at their own 4, 2 in high motion right. Coffin pumps, airs one right, had Simpson down the sideline, and it sails out of bounds. He had beaten Ja'Cory Quarterman. Simpson had about 3 steps on Quarterman, but an inaccurate throw, and it's 3rd and 11.
Well, we caught a break there also because Parks is going the other way, going across the middle. Comes right up to January, and I thought January might have got away with a hold right there, but no call by the officials.
January playing in the secondary right now with Sterling, Cashman Thomas, and Ja'Cory Quarterman. 3rd and 11, Salina at their own 4. They're 1 of 5 on 3rd down. 2 in high motion, 3 receivers. Straight back to throw. Coffin in the end zone. Now rolls left up the numbers. Cuts back right, eludes Lewis. Gets a block from Marcus Bolden up the middle. And he's near the 13-yard line. Marquise George will bring him down at the 14. He's a yard shy. It's 4th and 1.
Man, we are chasing him out of the pocket. Monte Lewis wants out of the ball game, but chasing him out of the pocket and not be able to keep him contained. He's finding that open area and then fighting back to get there. Nice job there by Coffin. Reading what the defense is going to give him, he's going to take advantage of.
How about Coffin? 3 carries for 37.
Got to be the leading rusher in this ball game.
When you're averaging 12 yards a clip. 4th and 1. Salina left hash at their own 14. They're 1 of 2 on 4th down on the year, converting 58%. On their feet, Dodge City needs a stop, down 6 with 12 and a half remaining 3rd quarter.
And who do you think is going to get the football?
Simpson and Parks right. Snipes to the left. We have a timeout.
Man, you got to be thinking that Benning gets the ball here, but
Dodge City uses an early timeout with 12:31 left in the 3rd. Alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, just tuning in. Lost scored first with Dominique Carson. Salina answered with 14 straight points. Dodge tied it up. And then Salina took the lead back. Went back and forth in that first half. They missed an extra point. They were up 20-14 before a 30-yard touchdown pass from Floyd to Davis off a deflection by Barfield in the end zone. Law took the lead back 21-20, but Coffin's 13-yard rushing touchdown towards the end of the first half gave Salina the 6-point lead. Dodge had it back, but a sack on 4th down gave Salina the ball at the Dodge 14, but eventually Coffin threw an interception, picked off by Sproul, but his 25-yard return basically nullified because time expired. And now it's Salina with a 4th and 1, opening possession of the third of 27-21. Left hash moving left to right at their own 14-yard line.
Got to be thinking two options here. One is a quarterback sneak. You don't need a whole lot. Two is a big option sitting in that backfield. That's number 33, Quentin Benning. 5'10", 245.
Snipes left, Parks slot right, wide right with O.J. Simpson. 4th and 1, Salina at their own 14. Benning the single setback. Fumbles the snap, picks it up, dumps it off right, incomplete. Looking for Benning, was hit by Brooks. Coffin is still down, and it's Dodge City football at the Salina 14.
No, and I don't know what the coach is probably going for. That probably saying that was a fumble, but that was a pass trying to get to the outside. But that's what it was, Mike. We really had the play covered. As he backs up there, just absolutely drops the football, and very fortunate to get the doggone thing back.
That was a busted play from the start.
Big defensive series right there. See if we can get this offense rocking and rolling now.
Dodge City has it back, 1st and 10. They're opening possession of the third quarter after the 4th down failure by Salina. And again, Ross, that was very close to being a lateral to Benning, which would have been a live ball again. 1st and 10, Law inside the red zone. They are 3rd in the league in red zone offense. Davis wide left on the numbers. Slot right, McLean. Wide right, Vincent. Floyd out of the gun. Carson to his left. 2 in high motion. Trap handoff to Carson. Bobbled the ball for a moment and tried to stretch it towards the numbers left. And he is taken down by Adam Davis. 2nd tackle for Davis in this game, and he lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11, and Ross, the number 1 rushing attack in the league, being held to 14 carries minus 4 yards.
And you and I were talking off air, Mike, that we can't get Dominique Carson going. You've got a talent sitting back there, and we just can't get him going. Just give him a little space. He's going to make some things happen, get this crowd into the ballgame.
Vincent and McLean joined by Davis all to the right. 2nd and 11. Left hash, Law at the Salina 15. 2 in high motion. Knee-high snap, Floyd 3-step drop. 3-man rush, rolls to the right, throws a dart. Caught by Davis, stretches to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Dodge City, as he beat Barfield to the chalk. 15 yards, and the Law back in front.
Great job by Josh that time. He's looking downfield, pops through the defensive line, and able to keep on looking downfield. There's Dello sitting right there, throws it right into number 10's 10. And then Dello, I think, was a little surprised. He was waiting for a hit. Didn't come, turn around, able to dive in. Nice play.
So the turnover on downs leads 2 plays later to Josh Floyd's 2nd touchdown pass of the night. 2 plays, covers 14 yards in just over a minute. Fambro for the extra point. McLean will hold. Snap back, placement good. Kick on the way, and it squeaks in at right upright. 11:16 left in the third. Law 28. Salina 27 on Z98. $11:16 left in the third. Brandon McKinney fields the kick at the 15. Runs to his left towards the numbers, and he's hit and dropped at the Dodge City 24. Monte Lewis is the one that hit him from behind. It's a return of 11 yards by McKinney. Good starting field position for Salina after the Dodge City touchdown. 28-27 Law with 11:09 left here in the third.
Mike McKinney, we talked about how the ball bounces. Boy, that was a sweet hop to him, just a one hopper, able to take it right up off the hip and set this team up in good field position.
11:06 remaining third quarter. Dodge 28, Salina 27. 1st and 10 Bombers between the hash marks moving left to right. At the Dodge 24, Ed Prince, a tight end left, wide left Snipe, slot left with Anthony Parks. To the near side right is Simpson. Coffin under center, Benning deep in a one-back set. Moving from right to left, in motion with Simpson. He takes a jet sweep to the left, cuts it back slightly to the right, and is hit and tackled by Mark Sterling at the Dodge City 17-yard line after a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Great open field tackle by Sterling.
Are you surprised? Salina came in. Their ground game, nothing spectacular, we'll say that. Although the last 3 games, they're averaging 68 yards per game, 15 more than their season average. But they're 8th out of 9 teams in the league in rushing yards per game. 2nd and 3 left hash. Bombers at the Dodge City 17 with 3 receivers. Coffin, quick drop, looks right, on a slant, caught by Simpson, ducks forward inside the 10, down near the 5. Jamie January trips him up there. A chest-high grab goes for 12 yards and a Salina first down.
Mike, you've been watching the Salina defense. Their defense kind of packs about 5 to 6 guys within about 10 yards off the field. We're given a little bit of spacing, 5 to 10 yards off the field. They're finding those little spaces, taking advantage of it.
1st and goal, Bombers at the Dodge City 5, down 1. Snipes left, slot left Parks, wide right Simpson. 2 in high motion. Fake the jet sweep. No, hand it off. It is Simpson on a jet sweep, running off left guard, and he pushes down near the 2. It was a misdirection handoff. And they tackle him down at the 2-yard line. It's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and goal from there.
Well, I'm going to say this, too, and I tell you what, I think Quarterman's got, Quarterman just got shoved in the back by Parks. He was set up to make the tackle and no call by the official. And I think Quarterman's got something to complain about.
Preston Sproul made that last tackle. 2nd and goal, Salina from the 2. Benning deep in a 1-back set. Simpson left, Twins right. Coffin under center. Play action, back to throw, lobs back of the end zone, and it's caught. Chest high, touchdown, Anthony Parks. From 2 yards out, we seesaw in the 3rd, and the Bombers back in front, 33-28.
Nice job there. You start off. Let's see what the call is. Okay.
Legal blitz, which for all intents and purposes goes down as an illegal defense.
Did a great job on the play action, Mike. He's got Parks coming right across the middle. Parks makes the catch, but I'm going to say this thing goes over in front of our bench, does his little act. That's really cool, doing that with guys standing behind a wall. I'd like to see him pull that out there right out in front of our defensive players. But it's a great play, really nice job there by Salina.
It's a kid that's been through a lot in his life. Again, I mentioned earlier the story, was born with only 1 kidney. Came out of high school, was considered one of the best wide receivers in the country. He played for Coach Ponder back in Fairbanks. Was a league MVP. Stecker's extra point is perfect. Salina 34, Dodge City 28, 8:49 left, 3rd quarter on Z98. 4 plays, 24 yards in 2 minutes and 27 seconds. And it's Chris Coffin to Anthony Parks for a 2-yard touchdown strike off a play-action pass in the back of the end zone. And for Coffin, his 3rd touchdown pass of the night. Anthony Parks, the recipient of 2 of those, and it's 34-28 Salina Ross with 8:49 remaining here in the 3rd.
Well, I like what we're doing. The thing is, Mike, we can't finish it right now. We score, which I like. We're able to hold them on defense, able to get a score. They come right back again and get right after us. But, Mike, to me, and I look at this, and I could be way off base on this, but I truly believe, field position is big, especially on special teams. And I think that you set up shop and let them set up shot at, if you will, mid-court, midfield. And that makes their job easier.
Yeah, field position. If you look at the average drive start in this game, Salina has started on each of their possessions an average at the 25-yard line, and that's made a difference.
And one time they had to start at the 5. So you think about how good that average is.
Carson and Thomas back deep. For the most part, I know Carson has scored 2 touchdowns, but they have nullified him in the special teams game. Terry Stecker was signed a few weeks ago after Thomas Freevert was signed in the AFL with the Philadelphia Soul.
We've got to get this football into Carson's hands somehow. Someone field the ball and pitch it back to Carson.
Stecker's kick, line drive, bounces at the 15, takes an awkward hop over the shoulder, fielded at the 6 by Thomas near the near side numbers. breaking free. Cashman spinning up the middle. And he's hit near midfield. Open field tackle by Trell Snipes at the 24. So it's an 18-yard return. Good starting field position for Dodge City.
Nice job by Cash. I know that Carson was coming up, and you'd like for Carson to take that ball because Cash is going away, going toward our own end zone when he catches the football. But the thing is, so you've got to stay on top of the football. I understand why he's going after. You had Carson coming the other way, which you would like to have him have the football. Thing is, though, but on Cash's deal, defending Cash, you've got to go ahead and go after the football. What if Carson's not back there? You go ahead and take it yourself. Then he made a nice return. Really like the play.
34-28 Salina. 8:40 left third quarter. 1st and 10 Law moving from right to left on the left hash. At their own 24. Dello Davis will come to the near side left. And King Jack Washington is back in the game. Floyd takes a waist-high snap. Well protected, steps up, whistles one, caught over the middle by Davis, tumbles, gets back up, breaks the tackle inside the 5, lunges to the goal line. They're going to mark him down at the 1. One official was thinking about it, but the back judge said no. They rule him down at the 1-yard line. It's a 24-yard strike, first down.
That started with the offensive line. What a superb job of blocking by the offensive line. All separated with their man, and nobody was getting anywhere. Did a fantastic job. Then Josh Finan, Dello right there, and there he was too, man. You got to give him that touchdown. Man, that was a great play.
That offensive line, Floyd had an hour and a half. Dobar could have touched him up when he fell down. Clarence Bumpus makes his first tackle of the night. First and goal, Dodge at the 1.
That's a great job.
Fenson left, play clock down to 6, down to 5.
We got to get this off. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And Sean Ponder's going to have to burn his second timeout of this second half with 7:29 left in the third quarter. They were trying to get Javon Ross to signal that he was an eligible tight end, Odie Rush, that he was an eligible tight end. Well, he finally did that, but by the time he raises his right arm, play clock was already down to 5. They weren't even set, and now Dodge City has one timeout remaining.
Mike, I think that maybe we got invested in looking at the video board, too, to see Dello, see if he got a touchdown, but that was clearly a touchdown by Dello.
What happened, Davis made the catch, lunged out again, second time tonight where he was not touched, got back up. Delaney Dobard was the one trailing the play. Davis cut back to the middle of the field, and then Clarence Bumpus tripped him up. Now, since there was contact, if Davis goes down before he reaches the end zone, he is down by contact, and that was the rule at the 1. Give him 25 yards. And Dello on the night, 5 catches for 89 and 2 scores. But Dodge has to burn a second timeout in the first 8 minutes of this third quarter, and it's now first and goal from the 1. Odie Rush, Kyle McManus, Javon Ross, and Mac Randall. 4 offensive linemen in. Floyd out of the pistol. King Jack Washington behind him. Vincent to the far side right. Slot right with January. Horton, press man coverage on the outside. Floyd balanced stance, takes the snap, turns right, hands for Washington, and he plunges in off right guard. Touchdown, Dodge City.
Well, I tell you, offensive line just opened up a big hole. And I'll tell you what, Brandon Harold, I know that you already know Mac Randall, but Mac Randall just made it personal right there by pancaking Harold, and Harold can't even make eye contact with him right now.
Harold's had a big game, 3 sacks, but he got blown off the line that time. And now Alex Fambro on for the extra point. So after Salina takes the lead, Dodge City ties it at least for the moment. Only takes him 2 plays, a 25-yard pass from Floyd to Dello Davis, and then the King Jack Washington touchdown run, and Fambro misses the extra point. Alex Fambro, who missed 2 last week, a line drive missile off the upright, no good.
All I got to say is wow.
7:26 remaining here in this third quarter. We are tied at 34 on Z98. 2 plays, 26 yards in just over a minute. A minute and 14 seconds. King Jack Washington a rushing touchdown, his 9th of the year. Fambro misses the extra point. And we're tied at 34 with 7:30 remaining here in the third. Fambro's squib will be fielded by Barfield, bobbles it 5 yards deep in the end zone. Runs up the middle behind a block from Mack. Wide left to the 10, 15, 20. And they missed a blatant block in the back. Jamie January hit the deck. And they'll mark him out to the 17, a 22-yard return, 1st and 10, Salina.
Mike, I don't know what the official, but he's the same official, I think, that missed a block in the back down there on the offensive line versus, I think, Quarterman. And right here in the open field, I mean, that was easy to see. That was straight block in the back. Great.
1st and 10, Salina. They actually move it out to the 18. So officially on the return, 23 yards. And Salina 1st and 10. 34 all with 7 minutes to play in the third. Anthony Parks and O.J. Simpson will line up overloading the left side with Elmore. They motion across the formation. Coffin under center. Quick drop. Throws on a slant. Caught by Simpson. Tackled immediately by Ja'Cory Quarterman at the 23. Just right of the hash marks. Gain of 5. It's 2nd down and 5.
Like that Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Just sit there and think about Pacquiao. He's 12 years old, working construction. 16-year-old turned professional, lost his friend in a fight right before him. He's emerged probably as one of the greatest Filipino fighters ever. He's also a congressman with plans maybe to run for Senate there in the Philippines in 2016.
2nd and 5 Bombers and a false start. Getting started rather early was Jeremy Walker, the right guard. That's only the 2nd penalty tonight on Salina, if you can believe that.
But I still haven't heard who you had your dad laid down the C note on.
Oh, who I or my dad?
No, who you had your dad lay a C note on.
It's no 5 years ago, maybe Pacquiao, but Floyd Mayweather wins maybe by knockout. Manny Pacquiao's getting up there. Floyd Mayweather's never lost. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm saying Mayweather. I don't know about knockout, but I'm going to say Mayweather.
Prince, tight end left, 2nd and 10 after the penalty. Bombers at their own 18. Parks and Simpson, high motion left. Coffin straight back to throw. 4-man rush. Rolls left at the numbers. Chucks it up the sideline, and it's incomplete. Now they're going to say caught, trapped, touchdown. O.J. Simpson, they said, came up with the ball. The Dodge City defense had stopped. Simpson apparently corralled it, and it's a 32-yard touchdown strike.
Well, Mike, it's one of these deals that they overloaded one side right there. Coffin rolls out. Again, we have a bad angle to go to Coffin. We chase him out of the pocket, but we have no containment whatsoever. He's looking downfield. He's got basically about 3 green shirts all lined up with a bunch of gray shirts. We just couldn't bat it down. It's a catch for darn sure. I don't know if anybody made contact with him when he went down. He's down, but I don't think he got touched.
I'll tell you this.
And look at Parks. Parks is doing a great job keeping our guys off as he gets up.
I'll tell you this, Ross. He wasn't the initial receiver that the ball was intended to. And it is a 32-yard touchdown. Just like that, Salina answers.
Unless he was out of bounds, which he did catch the football, but I didn't see him out of bounds. But I did not see a gray shirt. Now, you and I do not have a very good look at it here on the replay. We can't see the entire body. But there's Parks up there making a big-time play, Mike. He realizes it maybe hadn't been touched. He's still blocking, trying to keep the gray shirts off.
I'll say Parks was the initial intended receiver on the route. Doesn't matter, Simpson with a spectacular catch on the seat of his pants. And Stecker's extra point is right down the middle. 5:46 left, third quarter. Bombers back in front, 41-34 at Z98. 5:46 left, third quarter. Salina on the strangest play of the game. Goes down as a 32-yard touchdown pass from Coffin to O.J. Simpson. Where apparently Simpson was not the intended receiver, but who cares? He's in from 32. Nobody touched him. The play looked like it was dead. Incomplete. No way. Simpson is in from 32. Extra point good. And Salina up 41-34. Games that we're watching on the out-of-town scoreboard. Obviously Wichita and Sioux City. Last check. It was Sioux City up 10. That was a halftime score. We don't have a second half score on that one. Amarillo leading Texas 38-25. Duke City 41, San Angelo 33. That's your out-of-town scoreboard across the league tonight. And here it's 41-34.
And Amarillo is hot.
Amarillo coming off the huge win over Dodge last week, overcoming a 16-point halftime deficit. Stecker to kick it away. Thomas and Carson back deep. Line drive, bobbled, fumbled, picked up by Carson at the 11. Right side numbers goes to the far side of the field. As he gets to the far side numbers, cuts it back to the left. And he's tackled by Delaney Dolbard at the 19-yard line.
Mike, sit and think about what the Wichita Force, they need to win one up there at Sioux City. They get the DC Law next Friday. Then they play the Salina Bombers, then Sioux City again. Those 3 games are home. Dodge City, Bombers, and Sioux City are all at Wichita, and then they finish on the road for Omaha. And you could be looking at that. I mean, you could maybe say 3 losses in that last 5 games for Wichita.
Salina last week lost to Wichita. They fell down early, did the Bombers. They tied the game at 20 late in the second. Then they had back-to-back missed field goals. A Coffin followed by an intentional grounding call was called for a safety and a pick. Game fell apart from there. 1st and 10 Dodge at their own 19. Floyd escapes his sack, rolls left, and then he goes down. Inside his own 15. Tyus Jackson missed the sack, but Brandon McKinney didn't. And it's going to be a 5-yard loss back to the 14. Ross, that's the 5th sack of the night recorded by this defense.
Well, I'm not sure what Carson was doing that time. He comes up and generally takes on that linebacker, does a great job. That time he ran right by him, and I tell you what, great job by Floyd. I mean, he almost had his head taken off on that.
Salina's allowed 114 yards to a Dodge City offense that came in as one of the tops as far as total yards in the league. And Salina's defense came in allowing 243. 2nd down and a mile. Dodge City at their own 14. Davis left, McLean and Vincent right. Trap handoff, Carson with a burst of speed. There he goes, up the middle, 20. In the plus territory to the Salina 19. Justice Scales with a knee-high tackle, but not before Carson gains 17 and a Dodge City 1st down.
Great job by Carson, but it goes to the offensive line, able to open up the hole right there. And then all he has to do is just put a little shake and bake and go. But a great open field tackle, like you said, by Scales on that play, or Carson goes all the way. And it's almost on special teams, Mike, you got to be thinking maybe switching Cash and Carson's positions.
Move it to the 18.
Cash has done a good job returning the football. Carson's just a little bit more special.
1st and 10 Law at the Bombers 18. Floyd hands it off to Carson, ran into him. Little jitterbug move to the right, comes back to the left near the numbers, and is wrapped up. A waist-high tackle on the near side of the field by Isaiah Barfield at the 16. Gain of 2 at 2nd down and 8.
Mike, look at this defense. I mean, this defense is set up to stop the run. Like I said, they're putting some guys within the 10 yards. That's what I'm going to say, maybe even less than 8 yards. But there's a lot of green shirts in that vicinity. And they're staying in their lanes. He tried to pop to the outside. Bam, he goes to the outside. All of a sudden, there's number 25, Dolbard, sitting right there. So he's got to go back up through the middle and fight his way back up through the middle.
Carson, 9 carries for 39 and 2 touchdowns. There's a delay on the field. I don't know if there was an official timeout. 41-34 Salina. Alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. Dodge City trailed 27-21 at the half. Got a huge interception right before the end of the second quarter by Justin Spruill. Now we'll get an explanation, maybe. Dodge City just used their final timeout.
Well, you saw Josh Floyd go off the field. Probably had to go get something taken care of. He might have had a nosebleed, something. I don't know. But like I said, Mike, he took something. That guy come right up the middle on him and just basically right as Josh is ducking down, all that he's exposed is his head. The guy actually went right at the head and the helmet. That wasn't done on purpose. I mean, he's just sitting there trying to get a piece of the quarterback. And Josh was able to avoid that and get away. But he might have taken one in the eye. I mean, who knows, something around the face area.
Ross, that's a killer, because now you're out of timeouts. 3:22 left in the third quarter. Salina has all 3 of theirs. 41-34 Bombers. Dodge City with a 2nd and 8 at the Salina 16 after an 18-yard run by Carson on 2nd and 15 after Floyd was sacked for the 5th time tonight. The 5 sacks, by the way, a season high for this Salina defense. During their 3-game losing streak, had 5 sacks combined over the last 3 games. 2nd and 8 Law at the Salina 16 left hash. 2 receivers right, 1 left. McLean in a slot right, 2 in high motion. Floyd takes the snap, hands it off to Carson, up the middle, maneuvers inside the 15, and a knee-high tackle from behind, up the right hash marks by Brandon McKinney at the 13. Gain of 3, it's 3rd and 5.
DC Law fans, 2016's tickets go on sale tonight. They have a booth set up there for renewable tickets, but also put your name on the list. Get ready to buy some tickets for next year's season. It's never too late to go ahead and load up on your tickets. Out in the Concourse Arena, they'll be there for the next home game also. Go ahead and renew your tickets now or put yourself on a list for new tickets.
Dodge 3 of 7 on 3rd down, 3rd and 5 with the Salina 13. Hand off to Carson, starts to his left, cuts it back slightly to the right. And he's down near the 7. Horton makes the tackle. Carson wanted a face mask. It's a gain of 6, but that does give them a 1st and goal situation.
I think I saw Sean Ponder look to the bench, flexed his muscle. So they're going to bring out the big guys out here right now and start loading this line up.
I was hoping he wasn't flexing it to show anything off. 1st and goal at the 7. Of course, Ponder, a former quarterback at Emporia State. 4 offensive linemen on 1st and goal from the 7. Ponder out of the pistol, turns right, hands for Carson, running wide to the right with a flag down. And he's down near the 4-yard line. Justice Scales and Isaiah Barfield combined to stop the runner. Mark his knee down at the 5. Gain of 2, we'll check the penalty.
Odie Rush comes in, waves his hands and waves his arms. Almost did the 2-step. Let the officials know that I am the tight end. So like I said, if you don't see the hands and arms, don't blame on me.
Still waiting for the call. Is this an illegal defense against Salina? Yes. Half the distance, it'll be 1st and goal now inside the 4. On this drive, Dodge City got an 18-yard run by Carson following Brandon McKinney's 5-yard sack of Josh Floyd. Carson has carried the ball 4 times for 29 yards on this drive. 1st and goal from the 4. Floyd out of the pistol with 4 offensive linemen. Turns right, hands for Carson, runs into a wall and is shut down. Kyle McManus trying to give him a little wiggle room. There was just nothing there. Brandon McKinney closed the hole. Might have gained a half a yard. It's 2nd and goal.
I wonder if we've got a play here called a bootleg with the option to throw it if you need to. Because of the flow, the way they're flowing over right now, you just go to Carson right there, pull the ball right back out, just spin move, break it to the outside because there's nobody out here.
Carson has carried it 5 times. He's behind Floyd, who's in the pistol. January slot left, Vinson wide to the left. 2nd and goal from the 3. January in high motion. Floyd takes the snap, hands off for Carson, plunges into the middle of the line. And there are 4 green shirts led by Adam Davis to shut him down. No gain at the 3. Back-to-back runs, and Carson is stonewalled.
Salina's doing a great job right now, defensive front, standing up to our big guys. Thing is that we got to get back in there. Really, I tell you, great penetration that time by Adam Davis.
3rd and goal from the 3. Final 30 seconds of the 3rd, 41-34 Salina. Dodge 4 of 8 on 3rd down, 8th play of this drive. That's eaten up 5 minutes of this 3rd quarter clock. Odie Rush at tight end right. Vincent and January split left. Randall in as an extra blocking back. Floyd takes the snap. Play action. Rolls right. Fires. Back of the end zone. Incomplete. Was looking for Odie Rush, and he threw it out in front. And it's 4th and goal from the 3. And that could be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Boy, something, Mike, I tell you what. Get a score right here. Go ahead and finish this drive. Get it taken care of. Now we're going to wait till the 4th quarter. Nice little play. We go down to the other end.
3 quarters in the books. A pivotal 4th and goal from the 3. When we come back, Salina 41, Dodge 34 on Z98. We've played 3 quarters alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, United Wireless Arena in Dodge City. The Bombers have a 41-34 lead, and as they switch sides, it'll be 4th and goal Dodge at the 3. The next play is the 9th play of this drive, Ross, that's eaten up about 6 minutes of the clock. From the 5:36 mark of the 3rd is when Dodge City took possession following Coffin's 32-yard touchdown pass to Simpson. They got an 18-yard run by Dominique Carson, but Carson was stonewalled on back-to-back plays, and then they try to throw a pass in the back of the end zone. It was there, but you throw it to a guy that has not been an intended receiver all year in OD Rush, and now it's 4th and goal from the 3. That was a great play call because Rush was wide open, but the two not on the same page.
Yep, and it's tough. Mike, congratulations to Demetrius Smith. We've seen him play Wichita Heights, and then also with Butler County, drafted by the Chargers.
West Virginia guy. Well, this is a huge play in the game. Can't overemphasize that enough. Dodge City on 4th down, 1 of 3. These two teams, it's the 4th all-time meeting between the two franchises. Dodge has won 2. Salina, their only win was last year on their home turf.
Mike, I think that you've got to put the ball, if you sit there and think about this, I mean, you got Dominique Carson back there. You can use him as a decoy. You know how well he is about getting there, but also you got Josh Floyd sitting back there. I'd like to see some kind of play action, maybe opposite direction, get the flow going one way, maybe a receiver coming and tracking across the other side.
Why not hand the ball to Randall?
This is a big play.
4th and goal from the 3. 9th play of this drive. Start of the 4th. Salina up 41-34. Vincent Wright. Josh Floyd out of the pistol. Check that shotgun. To the left is Carson. Now 3 receivers right. They're coming. Floyd takes the snap. Handoff Carson. Starts right. Goes back to the left, and he's in. On 4th down, Carson finds some wiggle room, and he finds a path to the end zone. A 3-yard rushing touchdown, and the Law an extra point away from tying the game up early 4th quarter.
Like that, Mike. You use your big boys up front who have fought for you all the way down the field, and you trust in them. And you give the ball to Dominique Carson. He just gets right back behind him, able to pull things over, just needs a little bit of a gap. Got the receivers down there to make some blocks also, and Carson using his strength just to take it for the touchdown. Nice play.
Best play call of the night. He lined up in passing formation on a 4th down in the shotgun and hands it to Carson, capping off the 9-play scoring drive. Alex Fambro on for the extra point. 9-play, 31 yards. The extra point is perfect by Fambro, and he ties the game at 41. 14:55 to go. Playoffs, first place, all of that on the line here on Z98. Long drive, ate up nearly 6 minutes, 9 plays, 31 yards. Carson, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. This one from 3 yards out on 4th and goal. Extra point good. We're tied at 41. 14:55 left 4th quarter. Alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilasop at United Wireless Arena. Salina will get it back. DeMonte Horton and Isaiah Barfield are the ones back deep. And this will go off the uprights, off the left upright, as Fambro kicks a line drive, so no return. And that'll put the ball at the 25, so that's a misstep by Alex Fambro. And now Salina has it 1st down at midfield in a tie ball game.
Mike, DC Law coaches and players doing some great things. Fitness isn't just a good idea at Bright Beginnings. It's the law. I tell you what, DC Law took some players over, coaches to the Bright Beginnings. Very, very cool deal. Got some kids, interacted with the kids. They do a great job. DC Law will go out and visit people. If you give them that opportunity, give them a call.
Wichita has pulled it within 4, 3rd quarter. Sioux City 42, Force 38. Tied here at 41. 1st and 10 Bombers early 4th at midfield. Coffin back to throw. Throws right, caught by Simpson. And he backs his way down inside the 15, down to the Dodge City 17-yard line. Justin Sproul on the tackle, gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
Mike, Sioux City gets Wichita, then they play Omaha. Omaha beat them. They're playing Omaha 4 times. This will be the last time that they'll play Omaha. They are 2-1 against Omaha, but Omaha, I think, knocked them off 37-35 in their last meeting. Then Sioux City is at Wichita. Then they go to Amarillo. It's only 812 miles, or think about a 12.5-hour bus ride with you and me sitting in the same seat.
Complaining the whole time. 2nd and 2, Salina right hash at the Dodge 17. Coffin under center. Quick drop, throws left, caught by Elmore, bouncing towards the sideline. And he spins down near the 8-yard line. Tackled by Rico Brooks. Justin Sproul to mark him down now at the 7. It's a gain of 10, and it's 1st and goal, Salina.
Mike, we've talked about this spacing. All he does is run basically 5-6 yards down, bam, there's the ball, and then we rally to the football. Sioux City will wrap their season up after that long trip down Amarillo. They will be here.
June 6th, that's the next home game for Dodge. 41 all, 13-20 left, fourth quarter. First and goal, Salina at the Dodge 7. Snipes right, slot right with Parks to the near side left, Elmore. He goes in high motion. Coffin straight back to throw. Four-man rush, steps up, throws, sidearm to the left, caught up the numbers at the 2 with a flag down. What a tumbling grab by Atrell Snipes in front of Cashman Thomas. Gain of 5. And the penalty's going to go against Salina to wipe it out.
But Mike, I tell you what a great throw by Coffin. He was under pressure, was able to get rid of it and actually get it to somebody and advance the ball. Thing is that we get that penalty going back the other way, which you really got to like.
Lewis came in off the edge, and then Marquise George hit Coffin just as he threw the ball from behind. But the holding call against Salina puts it back near the 17-yard line, so now it's...
And trying to get Sterling loose also, Mike. He fell down here. I didn't see what happened, just saw him on the mat, able to get up off the floor. Now he's trying to walk it off. Seems like he's in decent shape, but got a little bit of a limp to him.
First and goal from the 17. Two receivers, right, one left. Coffin under center, bending deep in a one-back set. Rico Brooks showing blitz. Here he comes. Pump fake left, airing left to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Elmore. Snags it away from Thomas. 17-yard touchdown strike. And for Coffin, it's his 5th TD of the night.
That's just a nice play by Coffin. And I tell you what, see Marcus Bolden there kind of talking to our players right now. No officials. Need to get them out of the way, get Seared out of the way. Thing is, Mike, what they did was just do that little pump fake and then go deep. We rallied to the football as we're rallying to the football because they've been throwing it underneath us. Really did a good job setting that play up and then just go right over the top, able to beat Cash down sideline.
Helmet high grab as he tumbled towards the backboards in the left corner of the end zone. And now Stecker for the extra point as Salina's back in front. Coffin will hold. Snap back, placement good, kick on the way, and it is good, end over end. 12:40 left, fourth quarter. Salina 48, Dodge City 41. Z98. Salina's answer to Dodge City's touchdown. 3 plays, 25 yards in 2:15. Coffin's 5th touchdown pass of the night goes to Jared Elmore for 17 yards. Extra point good, 48-41 Salina, 12:40 remaining in the fourth. Now for Dodge, you got to keep up with Salina. You can't have a possession where you don't score. I know that sounds simple enough, but line drive, squib kick, bounces at the 10, fielded by Carson at the 3. Runs left to the numbers 15, cuts it back and is tripped up. Jeff Mack tripped him up, otherwise Carson is gone. Carson stumbles out to the 18. It's a 15-yard return.
Nice play there by Jeff Mack, though, but able to just to get enough of Carson. He doesn't get that. Carson just heads and gets the 6. Nice play.
First down, Dodge City. Last drive, 9 plays, just under 6 minutes. What does Dodge City have in the tank? They have no timeouts. We need to keep pointing that out here early in the fourth with 12:31 to go. They're down 7. Sean Ponder used all 3 of them in that third quarter.
And you're not desperate. Plenty of time in this ball game, 12:31.
Ball in the left hash. Dodge moving from left to right. Law 147 yards of total offense. 70 here in the second half. Odie Rush at tight end left. Wide left Davis. Slot right January. Wide right Brandon Vincent. Floyd, right foot in front of his left, takes a chest-high snap. 3-man rush, fires over the middle. Behind Davis, but he's got it. Spins to his left, and he's inside plus territory as Delaney Dolbard brings him down at the Salina 24. It's a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Nice pass by Floyd.
Floyd, for the most part, besides the interception, has been on the money. 10 of 15, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Vincent right, Odie Rush at tight end left. Floyd out of the gun, King Jack Washington to his left. 3 receivers right on 2nd and 2. Floyd pumps right, throws a screen right to Brandon Vincent. Makes the catch at the 23 outside the numbers. And then the man that has 3 sacks, Brandon Harold, brings him down waist high from behind at the 21. It's a gain of 3 and Dodge City moves the sticks.
And you can see what they're doing, that we go off to the side right there and now see Brandon catch the football, almost ran right into January. January on the block has got to fire off and drive his guy, not just stand there and block him. I understand that that's exactly what you want to do, but you got to drive the guy and try to push him downfield. one way or the other, give a read. And obviously, you know that Brandon likes to go right down the sideline. She'll try to force him off the sidelines, give Brandon an open field.
1st and 10 Law. On the move left to right, down 7 with 11 to play here in the 4th at the Salina 21. Quarterback draw. Floyd runs wide to the right, tries to hurl over a man. And as he went airborne, Adam Davis carried him towards the near sideline, the right sideline, the boards, to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Tried to set up the same play to the opposite side, and you know what, Mike, it was there. Did that little pump fake over there, then all of a sudden that's just Floyd taking off, just a called play.
As he went up, Adam Davis got some help over there by DeMonte Horton, who had the interception earlier in this game that halted one Dodge City drive. 2nd and 4, right hash. Dodge down 48-41 at the Salina 15, moving left to right. 3 receivers left, 2 in high motion. Floyd takes the snap, hands off for Washington, who backs his way up the middle. Inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Adam Davis and Brandon McKinney combined on the stop. It's only a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd and 3.
Talladega tomorrow, that's one of my favorite races besides Bristol. It's the super speedway, Mike. Jeff Gordon qualified as his 80th pole. He's won there 6 times. He qualified at 194 miles an hour. About 3 or 4 miles an hour faster than what you do when you're driving some of these roads here in western Kansas.
Just give him an invite. 3rd and 3 Law. Between the hash marks, down 7 at the Bomber 14. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Floyd hands for Washington. Off right guard. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's down near the 10. Shoestring tackle by Brandon Harrell, who's been all over the place. He gains 4 on 3rd and 3, and it's a Dodge City 1st down.
And people think I'm joking. Yeah, that old Traverse. I tell you what, if you want something fast, buy a Traverse, because it does, well, at least it does triple digits. We know that.
9 minutes to play in the 4th, 48-41 Salina. Dodge on the move left to right, 1st and goal from the 10. And check that, they moved it back to the 11, so it is 1st and 10. Misdirection handoff Davis, sweeping left, cuts it back to the right at the numbers. And grabbing him around the kneecaps is Tyus Jackson at the 8-yard line. Gain of 3 to be 2nd down and 7.
I like this drive so far. Michael just picking it off as we go down there, just taking what they're giving us. Nice job.
Right now it's been mostly on the ground. 2 pass plays for 11 yards, the other 4 running plays for 13 yards. 2nd down and 7, Dodge at the Salina 8. Approaching 8 minutes to play in the 4th, 48-41 Salina. 3 receivers right. Floyd takes the shotgun snap, well protected, slings it over the middle into traffic, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Barfield. And he runs it out to the 6-yard line, tackled by Jamie January. And another Dodge City drive ends on the heels of a Floyd interception.
Double coverage sitting right there, too, just waiting on it. We had 2 guys basically in the same position. He's got plenty of time to throw, Mike, and then he just lets one go. 2 green shirts sitting there. One you'd love to have back. Now defense has got to step up.
2nd pick of the game for Floyd. 1st and 10 Salina. They can milk clock with a couple of 1st downs because Dodge has no timeouts starting from their own 8. What a big momentum shift there. And for Barfield, his 6th interception of the game. He had 4 in a game against Wichita earlier this year. 1st and 10, Salina at their own 8, up 48-41 with less than 8 to play. Coffin pumps right, rolls left, wants the bomb on a comeback route, looking for Snipes. Up the numbers at the Dodge City 18, knocked away by Cashman Thomas. It'll be 2nd down and 10. If that's a 9 route, that might have been a touchdown. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Boy, you know what, Mike, and you see this a lot in the NFL, college football. After a big defensive play, sometimes it turns into trying to make it turn into a big offensive play. That time they just kind of load up, tried to go, get 6. It's already up by 7. Take a shot at it, but now you might see a little bit more conservative action.
2nd and 10, Bombers up 7. 7 minutes to play at their own 8. Now the referees will stop play momentarily. The play clock is at 11. Let's see if they reset the play clock now. All kinds of confusion here. The Bombers have a 48-41 lead. Dodge City was driving before Josh Floyd was intercepted by Barfield. An ill-advised throw by Floyd. Very next play, Salina tries to go up top. I think they're saying to reset the play clock. They have not as of yet. Game clock is at 7:06.
Mike, I think the official was actually pointing at something up in the ceiling, but
Yeah, he just reset the play clock to 25.
Okay.
As Bob Ray talks to Chris Coffin, 39 years old. This is a veteran quarterback, part of 4 straight APFL league titles with the Kansas Coyotes. Been around a long time. Has his team up 7 on the road. Ed Prince at tight end left. 2 receivers left, 1 right on 2nd and 10. Benning the single setback. Misdirection handoff. Sweeping left Simpson. Eludes 1 defender. And he's out past the 15 up the sideline to the left. Ja'Cory Quarterman finishes him off around the 20. It's a gain of 12. That'll move the chains and keep the clock running.
open field again, had a chance to make a tackle, and we missed.
Dodge City needs a stop with no timeout. 6:20 left in the 4th. Jared Elmore has a 17-yard touchdown reception of this game, is back on the field. Salina, they're going to run this clock, the play clock, down to maybe 3, 2, or 1 second on every play, you would think. 1st and 10 at their own 19. 3 receivers right. Coffin pumps right, stands back, fires left, and it's caught. Chest high by Elmore in amongst a double team. Cashman Thomas makes the tackle, and a flag comes out. This might go on Elmore for yakking afterwards.
Well, you know what? I think Elmore threw the ball. When he threw it, it almost hit the lineman right in the face. I don't know. We'll find out what this is. But, Mike, I tell you what a great pass by Coffin. Over Brooks and in between Cash. Just nice throw.
Goes for 16 yards. This is a big penalty, though.
Be first down first. Okay, never mind.
An eligible man. Boy, that flag came out way late.
Yeah.
The flag came out when the play was done, so if I'm Bob Ray, I'm furious.
It did. In fact, it came out. You're right, Mike. I think the play was called down.
That's a huge penalty and a break for Dodge. And it backs the ball to the 14-yard line, so that's 1st and 15 with less than 6 to play. 48-41 Salina.
But, Mike, on a play like that, too, is that the official sees that, but he sees the play in front of him, making sure everything's okay. He's already noted in mentally, yes, we got an illegal man downfield. Thinking, so let's go ahead and finish out the play. And that's maybe why you saw that late flag.
Well, I'm on your bandwagon now because that was a great throw by Chris Coffin. Only the 5th penalty of the night on Salina. 4 of those coming in the second half. 1st and 15, 5:50 in rolling 4th quarter. Bombers at their own 14, moving right to left. Chain of defense. Coffin under center. Benning the single setback with 3 receivers. Takes the snap. 3-step drop. Fires up the sideline for Parks. Goes over the wall, and he's got it. Anthony Parks with a sensational grab at the Dodge City 19-yard line. They gain 17. It's 1st and 10.
Parks, I am very impressed with, Mike. He does a lot of good things. Ran a nice little route there. You know what? I can't say that he had full. Maybe he did have the ball completely. Like I said, he's fighting with the fan. You know what? That's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and now we just saw it on replay. You can't review.
Yep.
He bobbled the ball as he's going out of bounds. That should have been incomplete. It goes for 17. First down Bombers, right hash with less than 5 to play at the Law 19. Coffin milking the clock. Play clock at 10. Game clock at 4:50. Hand it to Benning. Sidesteps
Fumble.
1 man. A flag comes out. Ball is loose. Quarterman's got it. There's a flag down behind the line. Benning fumbles the ball, and Dodge City has it. We'll check the penalty. It's against Salina. They'll decline it, and Dodge City catches another massive break.
Wow, I tell you what, I don't know who came up and made the pop on it, but able to knock that ball loose from Benning. And then ball's on there, and for a long time, we just couldn't quite pick it up. Who gets the shot right here? It's a low shot.
Is that Sproul? Might have been Justin Sproul that caused the fumble. Oh, what a break. Dodge City forces the second Salina turnover, and they have it back at their own 13. It was a Cashman Thomas.
You go Sproul, I'll go with Cash. I just really couldn't tell by just the way they turned their side to us there with the number, though. But whoever it was, low shot, right at the ball, able to get that shoulder pad on it. Bam, fumble, we recover. Here it is.
All we know is that Quarterman recovered it. There was a penalty, a procedure penalty on Salina. And the Law with no timeouts, down 48-41. With 4:40 remaining in the fourth, have it back at their own their own 13. And now back it up, their own 12. 1st and 10 Law. Odie Rush at tight end left. Brandon Vincent to the near side right. Slot right January. Wide left Davis. Floyd takes a chest-high snap. Looks right. Throws right, and it's almost intercepted by Justice Scales, who undercut January on a slant at the 23. It's 2nd and 10.
Mike, all they're doing is just sitting, I'll call it zone, but they've just got the space and we're going right into it. And then all they're doing is just following where Josh's head goes. They make that little move over, get right in that little passing lane. That was, I'm going to use the term, most fortunate that was not intercepted.
Justice Scales from Columbus, Ohio. 2nd down and 10. Left hash, dodge at the 12, down 7 with 4 minutes to play. Hand off Carson, off right guard, gets a block from Vincent, cuts it back inside the numbers, and has 1st down yardage to the 25. Brought down from behind by Barfield. Gain of 13 and a Law 1st down.
Not only is Mac Randall Jr. a very good cook, I've heard some of the guys bragging about him. I'm not going to rat out Mo Young at all about how good of a, I'm not mentioning Mo's name, but Mac Randall's also a good offensive lineman that gets downfield and helps out on blocks.
3:20 to go in the fourth, 48-41 Salina. 1st and 10 Law with 3 receivers at midfield. Floyd play action, rolls left, steps up in the pocket, gets a block from McManus, runs right to the numbers, cuts it back left, and he's drilled chest high by Justice Scales at the Salina 19 after he picks up 6. It's 2nd down and 4. 3 minutes to play in the fourth. Bombers up 7. Law on the move left to right.
And I'm not saying anything about one of his great foods that he's able to cook is the green pepper, throwing raw chicken inside of it with a little bacon wrapped around it. But I'm not going to say that Mo Young's the one that told me it, so no one knows how good of a cook Mac Randall is. You and I need to be invited over there and have Mac Randall cook for us.
Speaking of Randall, he's a tight end right. 2nd and 4 Law at the Salina 19. Handoff Carson, starts up the middle, spins off a tackler, breaks another one. Left side numbers to the 15. And he's brought down by DeMonte Horton at the 15. Gain of 4. That's another 1st down for Dodge City.
Well, you look at that offensive line that we have right now. You got Kyle McManus out there. These guys are working hard, Mike, and this is tough.
And Ross, I'm going to ask you a question. As the clock runs down, Dodge City has no timeouts. Do you try and just milk it to tie the game? Just take as much time as you can.
I'm a greedy boy. I mean, first off, get the touchdown with Odie Rush out there with that offensive line now as the tight end.
But you want to make sure you're the last team with the football. 1st and 10. Law at the Salina 15. Hand off to Carson. Stutter step. Finds a hole off right guard. And shakes his way down near the 10-yard line before he's brought down waist high once again by Horton. They'll mark his knee down at the 11. Gain of 4. That should bring us to the 90-second warning. 2nd and 6.
And Mike, what I was talking about, I'm a gambler. I want you get that touchdown first. You know, whether you've got 20 or 30, 40 seconds. We've seen a lot of things happen within a minute 30, minute 20. I think we saw 3 scores.
I guess what I'm saying, and I agree with you too.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
It's just a question of you have no timeouts. So if you score quickly, Salina can milk the clock if they have good field position and then bring the kicker on. I guess that's a chance you can take. But with 1:30 left in the fourth, Dodge will have it 2nd and 6 at the Bomber 11, down 7, 48-41 on Z98. Back from the 90-second warning, Dodge down 48-41 with no timeouts, 1:30 to play, 2nd and 6 at the Salina 11. Floyd out of the pistol, Carson behind him with 2 receivers left. Lifts his right leg, takes the snap, turns left, hands for Carson, gets a block from Randall, up the numbers, and he's got a 1st down to the 4. Holding the ball in that right arm, tackled by Dolbard. It's a gain of 7 and 1st and goal, and the clock down to a minute 21.
Well, here you are. You go with the big package, able to run it to the offside, and you got Brandon Vincent throwing the block down there. Nice job, able to get that 1st down. Now you're set up.
See if they milk the clock, down to a minute 13. 1st and goal, left hash, 48-41 Salina. Up 7, down to a minute 7 to go in the fourth. 1st and goal, Dodge at the 4. Randall in as an extra blocking back. Floyd out of the pistol, turns right, hands for Carson, up the middle, breaks a tackle at the goal line, touchdown Dodge City.
Now, Mike, I'm the gambler. I'm going for 2. But it looks like we're going to bring Fambro out into the ball game and get the one.
With the importance of this game, I agree, because you don't want to play overtime, but if you have to, why not? 4-yard rushing touchdown for Carson. Fambro missed a critical PAT last week on the road against Amarillo. And here he is now. Fambro coming in, 4th in the league in PAT percentage. McLean will hold this to tie it. Snap back, placement good, kick on the way, and it is good. 57 seconds left, 4th quarter. We're tied at 48 on Z98. Dodge City ties it at 48 with 57 seconds, 7 plays, 38 yards, and 3:46. Carson, a 4-yard rushing touchdown, his 4th of the night. 19 carries for 84. Dodge has run for 70 in the second half alone. Dodge has no timeouts. Salina has all 3. All-important kickoff for Alex Fambro. Fambro, a line drive squib, bounces at the 5, high in the air, fielded at the 1 by Matt. Up the numbers, breaks a tackle, and he's out to the 15-yard line. Before he is covered up, Rico Brooks and Jamie January cover him up. 15-yard return. And it's first down coming up for Salina with 53 seconds, tied at 48. And the veteran Chris Coffin with 34 yards for a potential game-winning touchdown. I'd say about 15 yards to get into Stecker field goal range.
And Mike, you think about this, our defense has been kind of a bend but don't break. But I think that we're going to need to really kind of get up in their face a little bit and slow them down from progressing downfield. Need to have that big rush by our 3 defensive linemen. Need to get into that quarterback's face.
First and 10, Salina at their own 16, tied at 48 with 53 seconds. On the back end, Sterling, January's in there, Brooks and Thomas. Off and under center, straight back to throw. Throws a quick hitter right. It's caught by Simpson, breaks a tackle into plus territory, spinning up the numbers, and he's all the way down to the Dodge City 23 before Mark Sterling brings him down, playing so far off that's an 11-yard catch and run, first down. Rico Brooks credited with the tackle as well. But Ross playing so far off the receiver, clock will start once they snap the ball. They said he went out of bounds. First and 10 at the plus 23 with 38 seconds. Coffin back to throw. Well protected. Over the middle to Parks and a diving grab at the numbers at the 10. Sitting down in front of Sterling. 10 more yards. Check that 13. And it's first and goal for the 10 with 30 seconds.
Parks comes downfield, Mike. We tried to give him a bump just to throw the rhythm off just a little bit. Was able to, but Coffin was able to stand back there, and then Parks makes a great catch.
Clock running, first and goal with 20 seconds. Coffin looks right, comes back to the left, fires a dart, caught at the 4, and it's hauled in by Elmore. And he's tackled by Sterling after a gain of 6. And it's very similar to what happened last year when these two teams played here. Only it was on the other end, and it was Dodge City driving down. And now Salina going to reset the clock, give him 2 seconds of a chance, maybe to run one more play and kick a potential game-winning field goal.
And you think about the close games that have been played this year, and you go back just last week, how important field goals are. We missed to win a ball game. Now they're set up right here in the middle of the field to win a ball game.
I'll tell you this, you run the danger, but you have 2 timeouts. So Salina can basically run a couple more plays, but if I'm Dodge City at this point, I almost let them score. But you say that and then you pull it back because special teams-wise, Dodge City has blocked 2 kicks in this game. And now second and goal from the 4, right hash with 17 seconds, tied at 48. Ed Prince, an eligible tight end left. Wide left, Anthony Parks. He's had a big game. 5 catches for 46 and 2 touchdowns.
Got to be thinking Benning.
Coffin straight back to throw. Here comes the blitz on a slant, and it's caught by Parks. Touchdown, he does a dance, and Salina has the lead with 14 seconds.
What a gutsy play right there, because you got to be thinking they've got to be running the football. No way they're going to put this ball in the air. And bam, nice pass.
Dodge out of timeout, still has a pulse. but it's a very faint one at that. Anthony Parks, his third touchdown reception of the night. 6 catches for 50 yards, and that might be your dagger. Stecker on for the extra point.
Nice drive.
What a call on 2nd and goal from the 4. Stecker out of the hold of Coffin. And it's perfect. Extra point good. 14 seconds left, 4th quarter. Bombers 55, Law 48 on Z98. 4 plays, 34 yards. Coffin to Anthony Parks. Took just under a minute. Coffin's 6th touchdown pass of the night. Parks on the receiving end of 3 of those. And now with 14 seconds, it's a 7-point Salina lead. You can almost guarantee they'll try and keep this away from Carson, who stands at the 2. Cashman Thomas awaits at the 13. Dodge without a timeout. And Stecker sends it deep. Carson makes a running catch at the goal line. Up the numbers 5, 10, 15, 20. Breaks the tackle, still going with a shoe that came off, and he's out near midfield. 8 seconds. Tackled by O.J. Simpson, a 24-yard return.
Couple options here, Mike. You can throw short, 3 or 4 seconds. Just try to get you 5 to 10 yards. Get out of bounds, show the ball out of bounds. They stop the clock. That gives you that 15 yards, something to look into the end zone. Or you can take that one play and come back here. Understand 4 to 5 seconds will be a play to something that was set up down there, get the ball into the air. Will it take the full 8 seconds? I don't know. See what Sean Ponder's got up here. She's got to be thinking Salina drops guys back, see if they bring in the full rush with all 3 guys or not.
8 seconds to play. First down, Dodge down 7. 55-48 at the 24. Floyd in the gun, 3 receivers, 2 in high motion to the right. Takes the snap, quick hitter right, caught by Benson up the sideline, and he ducks out of bounds at the Salina 21-yard line. So they go with the quick hitter, 5 yards, and now with 4 seconds, you have to go to the end zone.
And here it is.
4 seconds.
2nd down and 5, but forget that. First downs do you nothing. You need a touchdown down 55-48 with 4 seconds. Josh Floyd, 12 of 19, $138, 2 touchdowns, but 2 costly interceptions.
DC Law was able to steal one there in Salina. Now can Salina come back and pay us back for that?
Benson right, Odie Rush at tight end left, Dello Davis wide to the left, slot right with January. 2nd and 5, Law at the Salina 21, final play. Floyd takes the snap, 4-man rush, lofts one, back of the end zone, incomplete. Sails over the back wall, no flags, and Salina has beaten Dodge City and ended their 3-game losing streak, 55-48.
They end their 3-game losing streak. Now we've got a 2-game losing streak right now. And Mike, all of a sudden we're in cruise control, first in the conference, and now we've dropped back to the field and been pulled back to the field. This is going to get real interesting. But right now, Mike, I've talked about this. I thought we came out and played a little bit better offensively here in the second half, but it just seems like we're just not all there. I can't tell you what's missing, but there's something missing in this football team right now that just doesn't have everything together to go out and be the champions that we are and to win this conference. Now it's on, Mike, and I've said this before. It was on when we started the season, but it is on now. We go to Wichita on Friday.
Floyd's pass sails out of the back of the end zone, threw it into triple coverage. And Salina ends a 3-game losing streak. They're 5-4. They split the season series with Dodge. Law will get some help tonight because Sioux City is blowing out Wichita in the 4th. Amarillo beating Texas. So if those scores hang on, Dodge City will be 6-3 and still in first place. Wichita 5-3, a half game back. Texas would go to 5-4. Now Sioux City would be 5-3. Amarillo would be 5-3. Yep. And remember that Amarillo holds the tiebreak over Dodge because they won both regular season meetings. And remember this, if those 2 teams finish 1 through 4, Dodge can still miss the playoffs. I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion that the Law can make the playoffs. And now with back-to-back losses, even though tonight they're in first place, really by virtue of that they played more games than the other opponents, they're hanging on by a thread right now.
And now this is getting really exciting because, Mike, I had said at the beginning of the season, I thought, 4 losses may not get you into the playoffs. 5 losses, no way. Man, you got to revise that now because now it looks like 4 losses, 5 losses could get you into the playoffs right now. And you got to kind of wonder with Sean Ponder, can the break come any sooner? You go to Wichita, you play a tough Wichita Forest team that's going to be upset because of their loss to Sioux City. Thing is, this is a team right now that, that we need to get that confidence back, that swag. And hats off really to Coffin. I thought he played a great game. I thought their defense did a great job. And Parks, just a
Hello.
Sapar just did a fantastic job there. Great job there by Parks.
And here's the thing for Sean Ponder that he gets to ponder now over the next 6 days before their matchup with Wichita on Friday. And that would be, what do you do about this defense? Because I know that he talked about it doesn't matter how many yards you give up, but tonight they gave up yards, 267 plus. They gave up 55 points. He scored 50 points plus against this Dodge City defense. I got news for you. That's pretty good. Only 5 teams now since Dodge City's inception last year have scored 50 or more. And Salina hangs 55 tonight. And they do what Dodge City did to them last year in this building. They kick a field goal. Now, Fambro's kick was on the last second, so there was no time left. Dodge, and really a gutsy call by Bob Ray on 2nd and goal from the 4. They throw it.
Yeah.
Coffin hits Anthony Parks, who was magnificent tonight. And then Carson has a bit of a seam on the ensuing kickoff. Instead of going, they had 8 seconds, so instead of going just one play to the end zone, they dumped it off right for 5 yards to Vincent, and then they went to the end zone. And then incomplete, ball game over.
Yeah, you know what? And that was a great call. Sit there and think about it because there's no way. If I'm coach, there's no way I'm putting that ball in the air. You understand where you're at, what you're doing, but the deal is it was just great job, nice throw, and Parks made a great catch.
Final score, Salina 55, Dodge City 48. We'll talk with Sean Ponder in our post-game show coming up next on Z98.